spongy with their fur, because you can see right to the creamy center with these things.
I mean, that's just kind of just how ferrets do. I assure you, though, they're very soft.
Those long necks, that curled body, it is peak efficiency. Other than a little chubby
Just
too, maybe.
yeah, I'm showing that butt.
God damn it, Claire. I hope
Sharpie, you
Sharkbait,
got a big butt.
I hope Sharkbait bites your finger and then uses it, then forces it down upon the mouse to make you purchase things you do not wish to purchase. Yeah, those two pictures do sum up what you're like, Claire, most of the time.
You were looking at me, weren't you?
And that's when the song starts playing, randomly selected from the playlist.
I can't decide whether you should live or die.
Why must you do this
Thank
to
you,
us,
Scissor
Claire?
Sisters.
Why do you have no mercy for your fellow man? Is it because you are not a man?
Probably.
You are a cruel and capricious being.
You're a cruel one, Mr. Grinch. You really are heel. You're like that section in the bread area where they said they made too much, Mr. Grinch. Really, it's just nothing looks good on the shelf, and I kind of don't want extra bread that might go bad. I know it's not bad bread; I know it's just extra bread, but I just kind of don't want to make the purchase. Da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da.
Oh, hey, they made a survey for people for 5th edition. I'm not going to look at it because odds are Tree Ant Monk's going to make a video about it, but hey. You know what screws me up about that picture is how good the shading looks on the body. On the duct tape.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It really is one of those moments where, like, you can tell he's a foot fetishist,
and this is how I knew.
This is how I figured out that he was the guy I was ordering my porn from all this time. I gotta be... God damn it. I love that one so much. Because that is exactly the pose a ferret would take.
Yeah, I just realized I have quite a few pictures of just like weird ferret.
Oh my fucking god, the goddamn. Be kind. Ferrets in unusual places is now a genre.
Should be.
It probably is.
Do not insert your ferret into the PlayStation 2.
Look, they have an electromagnetic field. It'll mess up the PS2.
You'll also
Sucks up all my internet.
It's a PlayStation 2, Claire.
It had an internet connection.
Yeah, if you bought like all the connectors for it and the Final Fantasy 11 that was for the PS2 originally.
Yeah, there was like a Fancy Star Online or something where you could make your console online compatible or something weird like that.
Fantasy Star Online did
Xbox.
happen. That was Dreamcast, Claire.
Yeah.
And then re-released on the GameCube.
GameCube.
No, the Xbox had Fantasy Star Universe, which was terrible.
Thanks, Claire.
In order to play any of the missions with your custom character offline, you had to complete said mission 9
By
times.
the way, server's up if you want to get into it.
I'm into the server.
Only there because Sharkbait dragged you in.
Look, Sharkbait's good. No,
She is. We're not
She's
getting denied the start.
strong. The strength of a single Sharkbait outshines a million Claires.
honestly, it does actually. So, yeah. Oh goodness.
You know what? I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post the ferret.
So I was gonna say Sharkbait dragged you in by your toe, and then I imagined what would happen if your big toe was like a bunny tail, and I got weirded out.
Like it just stretches out.
Yeah, like it has a toe hidden in your foot, and you just stretch it out.
What?
That's weird.
Anyway, I love this ferret. It's just
Yeah.
biting the thingy.
Dramatically.
Listen, when your ferret bites your thingy, there will be background effects.
I like that it's just from a very like apparently deep Game Boy Color game from Japan only, where you take care of ferrets.
Yeah, the problem is in America we can just get a ferret.
I could hear the extremely bit crushed. Ow!
Ah!
Oh my god.
Oh!
Ow!
I don't know why I'm not sure why I'm trying to make like a bit crush noise, but I'm not. If I do that, like call a priest or something.
So it just becomes bit crushed.
Anyway, what do you?
Yes. What do you?
Oh, for some
Yeah.
reason it didn't start actually joining the game for me.
Whoa.
Something's yelling at me.
No.
Okay, what are you yelling about? You're just telling me there's something to look at, but you're not telling me what it is. Pling, pling, little beeping. All right. I may be stupid. Sure are, Claire. Sure are. I love that dog, though. He looks so polite. You look at that.
Stupid but kind.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
love that. He's ready. He's ready, Freddy. Can you handle this dog? God, that fucking guy may be stupid. I want to pet him. I want to pet that dog. Look at him.
Yeah.
Give him a little smooch. Ruffle all that big neck fur. And probably say something silly like habada habada habada. All right. All right. We're in. We're in. Let's get down to it.
Business.
But before we actually do that, I remember I need to open my thingy.
A thingy.
It's a sex joke. Haha, got him.
Aha!
Penis.
Dangly parts.
Actually, no, there's something. Oh man, I just remembered a whole bunch of work I gave myself. Ugh. I gave myself a bunch of work. I have to rewrite a bunch of things. I'm stupid. Actually, how many things do I need to really rewrite here? 3-ish. Never feels good. Let's put these over to the side. There you go. All right. Let's get my focus back. It's been so long since I've done it well. I had a weird night. I woke up and my eyes were like super dry.
I've been having dry eyes a lot lately.
A little greasy. And I drink a bunch of water and I close my eyes and I can barely sleep because of how dry like it feels. And then I wake up and I'm like, I just drank like 20 minutes ago. Surely you can absorb some water and put some water on my eyes by then. I had a fucky ass dream too.
Oh?
Yeah, we're in like in a vacation home that was like very nice for a while, and then it began snowing, and like it turns out the house was full of holes. We were like in France, and it was snowing. It's March.
I mean, it's probably going to snow here in March, knowing that last year.
Just like, man, house is full of holes. There's snow on the beds and everything. The only warm place was one specific room for no good reason. It was just one of those dreams, man. Reminds me of yesterday. Yeah.
All I remember is in one of my dreams, I got prison shanked for no reason. But
What the fuck?
Well, don't get prison shanked.
yeah, just someone turned to me and just did that. You know, like multiple stabbing things. Just like stab, 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 stab. Why?
I mean, that's what you get for getting your eyes on my prison girl.
I mean, Her name's Ted. I mean, Val, were you a snitch? Because you know the rule.
Snitches get bitches.
Snitches become bitches, yes.
Yeah.
What is going on anymore?
Nothing that ever made sense.
Well, it made sense to that.
Well, you know what? You know what? If you're gonna be like this, I'm gonna show you some cool art, and then a ferret who's being a little snooty about it. You tell me that ferret isn't being
It's a,
snooty.
as a snooty as
He's snooty and taking a poopy.
What?
also. I was about to say I get dizzy vibes from the art, but that's
That is.
dizzy.
Hey, hang on a minute.
I get dizzy or dizzy. This art reminds me of you. Good.
Wow.
Imagine going to a fucking art museum and like, hey, that art reminds me of you, and they're just standing next to you, and they turn their heads slowly.
You all.
Dizzy, this
stupid.
artist. I think they ripped off your style.
That's even better.
Mhm.
Oh, and even better, even fucking better. The whole skit goes, it's like, because like you draw these lines like way cleaner usually, and your shading usually doesn't suck. It's just
Yeah, this artist is pretty bad about this, honestly.
the art. They're just looking at the picture, but the artist is in the background, slowly having a heart attack and dying.
Full on like
Oh, gosh.
existential crisis.
For your art, I'd pay $1,000, but for this, I would demand $1,000.
Oh,
Yeah,
Shark Bait
I'd
flat.
normally like for if you drew this Dizzy, I'd pay for this. But but this person, they'd have to pay me to take it.
They're on the ground, heaving, cold sweats, and the guy's like, "I'll go look at something else now. See ya." Oblivious,
Bye.
utterly oblivious. Oh, the true torment of the artist. Besides having to put up with glare.
That is pretty tough, honestly.
Gosh, what was it again? The Alaskan bullworm episode where like a dude has like a big bite taken out of his butt. That's how I imagine that goes.
Oh, I don't even need to say it.
That was a good episode.
I think that if they went with the semi-modern inclination of going for a more gross-out humor, the joke wouldn't have worked as well because just the comedy of a dude's butt being bitten so cleanly. Everyone knows butts don't work like that. Point
Chomp.
is, I found my focus. So let's get to it.
Yay.
What was it?
Listen, I had to pay Sharkbait like $20.
Which
She's
is now
actually,
under
like-
Claire's bed.
Yeah, she's actually looking at it right now. She's actually like looking flat. She's all flat.
What?
And she's like squished down, staring at me.
Oh, like that one ferret you love to post where they like bonk their head on the ground.
Yeah. She's all flat.
I love that she just does that and looks at you.
That's what she's doing.
At least.
Oh goodness.
I think I may have had a literal heart attack last Monday when my glasses blew off my face. Ooh.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that. Glad there's no damage to him.
Yeah, but I might have suffered some damage. My chest feels weird.
I mean,
But-
it could also have just been when he got startled, he pulled a muscle or something.
That is entirely possible, considering that I've been told you don't actually feel your heart in any meaningful capacity. So it makes no sense.
I mean, if the heart attack is severe, you'll feel it. But
No,
it's more like
I-
radiating pain.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is there are no pain nerves in your heart to register that kind of stuff. And
Like your brain.
also the wind was like so like walking through molasses is how I describe walking down that wind gully. Jesus. Oof.
I mean, the area you live in gets pretty windy just instantly.
This was in an urban setting, like large buildings channeling the wind down. Like you were, if you wanted to know what it's like walking on the back of the car on the freeway, that's what you got. All right, kids, clap, clap.
Yes.
You-
Ah.
You are still looking for the envoy Octurus inside of, well, the extended basement, we'll call it, of Old Fort. a nearby ruin that has fallen to disrepair. You've already met up with some of the locals that have decided to set up shop in this place. You managed to scare off any potential violent encounters with some violence of your own. Although no one
Hi,
got,
I'm me.
yeah, although no one got hurt, the situation has been resolved without any immediately obvious permanent injuries.
Someone got hurt.
Yeah. Ooh, the gas.
Because I did some hurting.
Okay.
Yes, yes. The wet, damp basement and its many dripping bricks, soon replaced by the natural formed stone, as you descended further into the bowels of this world. But as you descend, you become confronted with the fact that in places, the walls are naturally smooth and straight, as if the caves have consumed and swallowed a building whole.
Ooh.
Navigation is difficult. Unlike what most D&D adventures like to imply, where a random-ass cave is just like, oh, it's all nice and 2 meters tall and the floor's flat.
The natural haunt of the gelatinous cube.
I have seen a bunch of like videos on people who get stuck in caves and are effectively in their worst nightmare in hell. And all I can say is, caves are not like that. I don't mean like as an excessive thing. I mean there's a lot more stalactites than you think. Maybe in a surface cave that all wears away, or animal interaction and everything, or it's just a collapse. But for the most part, caves are like this: spires of wet rock, pools of stagnant water filled with bacteria the likes of which you will never see again. Tiny isolated ecosystems and transparent creatures that look almost
First
ghostly and ephemeral.
topography.
Yes. Yes. Eventually, the long, winding, singular path you are upon opens up into a somewhat larger chamber, with multiple exits leaving it. There's an exit to your north, 2 to your west, 1 to your south, all of which curl in different directions. You can see several pythons stuck in the ground. They are not as rusty as they should be, given the humid environment you are currently in.
So they're fresh.
Free.
Neat.
I would like to go investigate the pythons. First things first.
They're your
We got
standard
it.
wrought iron. Actually, would you make pythons out of wrought iron if you want to put them into the ground for like a tent or something?
I mean, probably just more like pig iron, even.
Heck yeah, give me that oinker.
Because wrought iron would take a little bit of work to produce.
Here we go. Pig iron is a product of smelting iron ore with a high carbon fuel and and reductant. And a limestone is a flux. Man, I love how much stupid stuff I learned about metallurgy from Dwarf Fortress.
Man, Dwarf Fortress.
You want to learn about rocks and metal?
I can teach both of those things.
I prefer to learn neither. Thank you.
No.
Actually, I love learning both. I love. Oh, there's something mystifying about molten metal. The cool.
Yeah, you know what always annoys me about molten metal?
What?
How often you see it in fiction that's like, oh, these people made a sword, so they cast it by pouring metal. It's like, no,
No, that's
nobody ever did that.
no.
That's because cast metal is its own density instead of the density you need and want.
Well, and also you can't control the cooling. You can't properly shape it. You'd have to go through like 10,000 hours of just sharpening the damn thing to get into shape. So
There are 2 more things I want to bring up. 1, that smithing makes metal freaking hot, and 2, and this is a part that always makes me angry when people show metal as this thick, goopy substance when actual molten metal is like fucking pouring water on things. Very hot, sticky,
yeah,
burning water.
I watched a guy working with metal, and he just hammered a piece of metal for a few minutes, like for a minute, put into a holder, put a piece of paper on it, and lit on fire. Because yeah, as it turns out, just hammering it makes it cold, makes it hot.
I mean, if you need to make a campfire, that's a hell of a way to do it.
He showed that's what he had apparently done that before.
So if you ever look at something like Dark Souls and the like, and you're like, why does this forging hammer inflict fire? It's just a hammer. The answer is because if you did something long enough, it's just gonna just start glowing. If only because they're very
See, it
angry
started
you're
glowing,
hitting
it
them.
blows your face.
The point is that you're inside of a small cavern. Surrounded entirely by natural stone, there's pythons in the ground. A quick examination reveals that they're the usual kind you would use to set up a little tent or something.
Also, with an indication that they were recently placed.
Yeah.
When you try to give them a
Yeah.
pole to take them out, because you are examining them, you find that they're rather wedged in there.
Probably why they left them there instead of, packing them up with the rest of the tent.
Too much effort. Let's go.
Is it particularly close to any of the exits?
No, it's kind of set up in the middle, in between there's two on the left, two on the right, and then one behind you. The way it came in.
Hmm.
By the way,
Uh,
this just fucks me up that it's true. The vision thing for this actually has like the support for all the visions that Ironclaw has, which is basic night and echolocation. I'm a little angry that they didn't include some of the D&D ones, like motion detection and everything. I mean, I get why, but come on, man.
Why can't this game be more like D&D?
No, I mean in the sense of like having a generic you can just sense things nearby is nice. But it does have, and I think this is kind of fucking cool. It has you can see using echolocation and you can hear echolocation because they're different things.
Different things that work like similarly.
The idea is that dogs can hear you using your little screeches, but you're not emitting. Oh, they even bothered to
well, they're
mention.
not able to fully understand it
even-
because,
Bothered to mention that you can see textures because that's how sound-based vibrations work. Because they're kind of feeling the place, giving it a big old rub down.
Yeah, because if it's a bumpy surface, it'll bounce off all weird. And you'll be
Reminds me
like,
of that.
oh, that surface is weird.
Reminds me of that game with like the little light gun that shoots little dots all over the place. Pew pew, so you can see.
Pew, pew, pew.
the
Also, I
Xbox
have a
Connect.
Well, what are you gonna do in this fine chamber? You only hear
I
the
have a
sounds of
question.
distant dripping.
Bella has the question.
What's up,
Yeah.
Bella?
Is the floor like just solid, or is it like loose enough to like, or like maybe you can see faint footprints, or
That's what I was gonna start looking for too.
Unfortunately, you're mostly surrounded by. Well, here's the problem, right? Even if there was at some point dirt here, all the dripping water, which is filled with minerals, has caused the floor to become this hard surface.
ah,
The footprints that were left behind in the water have unfortunately reset, as is the want of water to do.
It'll be mostly calciferous.
Get out of here with your big words. I don't want to hear about no calcium.
Too bad. Well, then I guess we gotta sort of gauge which direction we think they'd have gone.
I mean, if there are people around, you'll eventually hear them.
keep my
Let's see.
ear radars up.
Ear radar.
What, do you have especially acute hearing?
I have keen ears.
That's true.
So do I actually.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
That's true.
mostly just looking around with the lantern, seeing if there's any kind of disturbances.
As you throw your lantern around and properly peek at the environment, you notice that the south wall is like especially straight, and the north wall shares the same. And then you realize that what looked kind of like a dark passage actually has like a door wedged in it.
Ah,
Like a closed door, or like a
A
door that
closed
was
door.
like thrown there. Ah,
It's
oh, I
made of
meant
some
like
sort
there's
of
a door
brown
just
rock.
shoved in there.
I can explain what that probably is. My character's not a dwarf, so I'm not supposed to be rock obsessed.
Rock and stone, brother.
Look at this pebble that I just found.
well,
The idea of a dwarf just bending over to pick up a random pebble, though.
By the
Pick it up and
circle
eat it.
makers of Antioch.
It's diorite.
Diorite's white.
You've struck
Diorite
diorite.
with a fleck of unobtainium. We need to tell the all fathers of stone about this.
I love the
But
idea
first, quick bite of the tavern.
that he just licks the unobtainium to verify its quality.
Yeah.
You know, the very first in the history of written language complaint letter
Oh
was about
God,
copper.
the fucking goddamn fucking complaint letter.
My man Amnesia selling this shitty copper.
The fact that it has a Wikipedia entry shows you what
Yeah, because
history
it's
was
actually
really,
important.
what history has always been about.
Well, I mean,
Whining.
we also found the first written joke ever was a fart joke.
Of course it is.
Yeah, because it's funny. It's always been funny.
It has literally always been funny.
The reason it's not
Bartholomew, behold!
the reason it has ceased to be funny is because we are spoiled for choice.
Or more ancient. Cain, look at this. What?
Bam.
Ah!
Hey, Bo!
Abel farted right in his brother's direction,
This-
so Cain.
Vampires came to be because of a fucking fart joke.
He got
Look.
mad.
Abel didn't find it funny.
God
Like,
raised his hand and pointed it from the clouds. Cain, you should appreciate a good fart joke.
or
Pull my finger!
actually, it has to be something that you kill someone for. So, hey, Cain, check this out. What do you think of D's? D's what?
No.
thou art struck down, brother. D's nuts.
Oh, God damn.
And that's how Cain died.
He got effing mad.
If we find the next actual oldest written complaint contains a fucking D's nuts joke, then history has indeed been written by a troll.
By the victors.
By the victors! Because he made the joke! Oh. Oh, I can't take it. Why? I love that there's an... What fucks me up the most is that they have a little map for like where they found the tablet for the house. This might have been where the man has lived. Oh,
This man complained in this place.
I think the most notable thing is the fact that this qualified as a letter you could bring to someone. A fucking stone slab. People make jokes about that, like, oh, in the prehistory they had to bring people stone slab letters, and it's like,
Yeah.
yes, they did.
How
Apparently
is
that was
he- we
It's
got it
hard to
there.
make.
Hell, that was like the Flintstone movie joke. You know, get your number 2 chisel and carve onto these slabs.
The real reason this
Paper
complaint
is really hard to make.
was never taken. I mean, don't get me started about paper manufacturing, please. I'm already on enough
Especially back when
tangents
it
as
was,
it is.
papyrus.
What do you wish to do within these chambers?
Right.
You've learned of a brown stone door to the south.
Should we open it?
Well, we can at least go and push our sharp hearing against it and see if we hear anything on the other side.
You move up towards the door. It smells strongly of rust, something you verify when you push yourself against it. It cuts and flakes your cheek. Ugh.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not too familiar with like what a proper chunk of rust looks like and feels like, but I imagine it's a bit flaky.
It's usually a bit flaky because nothing oxidizes evenly.
Thanks, oxygen. I'm more of a reductant fan anyway.
Oh, what do
Pushing
you
your
hear,
ear
Reese?
against it, you hear nothing of import beyond it. Other than the usual sounds of just the groaning of the earth, the dripping of the rock, the slight coldness in the air clinging to your fur.
It's
Do you want
chilly.
me to try and push this thing open?
We can try. Go ahead, big one.
Alrighty.
All right.
One
Do
of
you happen to have
business.
any particularly sturdy gloves? Because you are dealing with a crystallized surface. It's sharp.
I
Apparently
probably
it's
have
always crystallized.
something to cover my hands.
Yeah, traveling gloves.
All right.
Traveling gloves.
All right. How about you give me a roll of body endurance as you have to endure the fact that you're basically poking your hands into a spiky bed. It won't hurt you, but it will like, you know. You can
Won't
also
be
add your strength to
comfortable.
this because you are a strong person.
Strength.
It's probably a D8 unless you have improved strength.
Just trying to find out where that is.
Under your gifts. The gift of strength.
Yeah.
I should include that
Yeah.
pre-qualifier because it makes it very obvious.
Wow, look at those 2 1s.
Oof.
I like that you're determining factors that you're willing to bite through the pain.
Hmm.
I would qualify this. Is it heavy lifting? Kinda. You push against the door and find that it just suddenly cracks under the pressure of you pushing against it.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna go and try to pull it.
You fall into a small chamber. When I say small chamber, I mean like it's about half the size of the room you were just in. If you need like a what the fuck? Wait a minute. Where am I? Oh, that's where. Oh, that's just hella goofy. You come into a small chamber that has no other exits from what you can tell. It is partially collapsed, and the only thing left in this room that hasn't been crushed under rock or covered in calcification is a box that sits under several other boxes. Everything else is this frosting of rock on top. You're unsure what this room is for, and cannot identify any further doors or exits.
Interesting.
Pretty safe to assume people are looking for aren't in here.
Yeah, but there's something in here.
Unless they've all become entirely invisible. They're probably not here now.
I hope they're not invisible. That would suck.
Yeah, that'll make it really hard.
Turns out they all turned into ghosts because you took like 2 minutes too long.
Damn it.
Run an old RPG. I should have known.
If only they had Hostess fruit pies.
But most of us aren't here for violence. Oh yeah, it just calls out into the room, just in case.
Your voice echoes off of the tunnels. It's not that clear of an echo because it's all distorted, but... Well,
Okay,
I
no
I
one's
don't
in
think
there.
they're in there.
unless you want to do anything
Yeah.
within the room.
I want to go poke at that box carefully. I want to make sure there's like no cave in or anything, of course.
The box is rather sturdy looking, reinforced metal crate. It's got that big old X on the side used to reinforce it and everything. Did you notice the reason people mostly made barrels is because A, barrels are easy to transport, and B, barrels are very easy to keep because they just kind of sustain themselves, unlike these cubes that have angles and look all wobbly. A barrel is firm and sturdy on its own.
Barrel.
I'm going to use a term that will make everyone here uncomfortable. Turgid. A
Ew.
turgid barrel.
You see,
It's a
I
barrel.
sometimes have to write that in stories I'm doing, and I really don't like that word.
It's such a gross word.
It is
It
a
is.
turgid, moist crate.
It's so, like, also, I don't like the idea of a crate being like moist. Like,
Claire, everything here is moist.
yeah, but a crate shouldn't be moist.
Well, then dry it off.
Fritters does state that actually very firmly in character. Crates should not be moist. You can't nap in those.
It's a hell of an argument to make.
I nap
Okay,
in many places.
So you poke at the crate. Well, giving
Yep.
it a little poke with your finger verifies that it is in fact made of metal, like it looks to be.
Well, I'll try to open it.
You take a quick look and realize that the way to open this crate, I mean, it's kind of difficult to see because rock has started to settle into it, but there's a seam around the top, like it has a lid you can lift off. There's a box on top of it that has absorbed most of the falling water, so
Well, we get that off there, and then we open it.
you try to push the top box and soon learn that it has been attached to the ceiling by a stalactite of sorts. No, wait, not a stalactite. It's called a column when it's complete.
How long has it been sitting here?
Unclear. Although this place is especially damp.
Yeah, apparently some time, because those take like tens of thousands of years to form at minimum.
Well, if anyone has the digging skill, they may
Wait,
be exactly
I can-
kind of...
You're a ferret.
I can dig.
I'm
Is it-
surprised the dogs don't get digging, but
Anyone have a tool that fritters can use for this?
I have the best tool, made in God's green conservative earth.
God's green flat Earth.
Yeah, God's green flat ice
I
surrounded
know,
earth.
I know how this is gonna go. You're gonna straighten her out like she's a tool, put her on it, and then like a wrench twist her until it breaks. I know how ferrets work. Don't worry, Claire.
I could probably also assist with digging.
Well, Claire, if you want to roll digging, it's going to be digging. I guess technically also mining, so you get your favor. So roll me
Oh,
a d6, d4, d8, and if you get a 1, you can reroll one of them.
all right. So a D4, a D6, and a D8.
Yes. I'm going to say it's difficulty 5 because you're trying to do something that's not as easy. Actually, no, it's just rock. It's limestone at that. How solid
Okay,
can
just
it
wait.
really be?
Okay, just to make sure. Like D4, D8, D6.
Yes.
Okay, just okay.
D6 for body, D8 for your species, and a D4 for the actual rank. Oh, goodness me, Jesus. Fuck. Even if I set the difficulty at 5, you got an overwhelming success. Fritters can dig.
Fritters knows how to dig.
Fritters takes like a little knife out of their back pocket and just starts like a drill, like a chisel.
Starts rotating.
She's just been like, yeah, I'm pretty good at getting anything, especially with a knife.
I was going to say that if anyone else tried this, they would have had some difficulty because you have to squeeze in this narrow gap between it and the ceiling. But all right, you managed to push the calcified box aside
High of a pile.
after you disconnect it. There's the sound of scraping metal on stone, but soon you can lift the lid. Within the box is a whole lot of something. There's a lot of weird spare parts and items. Can you roll me some searching to see if you can actually see something of value in here? Unless you want to tip it over. But you might break something.
I actually think I have points in searching. Let me go and check my gifts real quick.
You can always just tip it over, but you might break something.
I have 2 in searching,
Well,
and it's part of my species, so I can do a D6 and a D4.
if I think it's called spot under census, is on there, then yes, you also get to add your species die. I don't think anyone does, except none of you do. You all have either listen or smell. Actually, most of you have listen, except for Fritters. Fritters can sniff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty good at that too.
Got the sniffle.
So Zala,
But
mind searching.
mind searching. Okay,
Yes.
that is D6, D6, and
D8.
D8.
Don't forget your skills tab has your traits listed at the top for your convenience.
Okay, let's look at that. A 1, a 4, and a 4.
You digging through the box, reaching around inside. Let me give it a little roll down. Well, you find a cute little whistle that's in pretty decent shape. It's made out of this greenish metal. In addition, you find this round orb. It's pretty sizable, and it's a perfectly smooth sphere. When you hold it up to the light, you can see many infinitesimally small sort of lines and fractals within.
You know, the last 2 things I picked up were like random magic. I bet this is probably some sort of magic or valuable. Either way, I'm putting that in the bag.
So, the only person here who might actually know something about this is Aliana, unless any one of you would have any particular interest in technology that belongs to the people that came before you.
I know some magic, but not that.
Yeah, not something I put much brain power towards.
Well, Aliana,
Mhm.
perhaps you might be able to
me
identify
the
this
ball.
object.
Give me the ball.
I hand the ball.
I mean, you don't have to hold the ball to know what the ball is. You can just look at it and go, wait, I remember what that
Okay.
is. Mind academics.
Okay, that's D8, D6, and D6.
Mm-hmm.
Da, 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 da. D8. Roll. Oh,
You recall that this item is known as a pearl. Within a pearl,
that's a pearl.
within a pearl, I mean, I say pearl, but it's not like a pearl as we know it. It is a manufactured object, best people can tell, that contains knowledge within. Extracting the knowledge is a slow and tedious process. But, given what era it's from, it's probably cool stuff nonetheless. Magical spells and effects can be contained within. There are 2 ways to handle a pearl. One, you can just kind of dump all your energy into it effectively using your natural affinity to magic, just kind of shoom it up. You don't have to be a spellcaster like Zyla to do that. Like I said, everyone has a little bit of magic in them in this world. Unlike in 5th edition, where they just kind of say it is, it's genuinely something anyone can do. You could pump it full of juice, and then it explodes into whatever is inside of it, if there's anything inside. It might just be like a ledger, in which case you just destroyed a ledger, trying to get magic out of it. The other is to slowly, kind of meditatively read the contents, and make it your own, learning the power for yourself instead.
Yeah, I realize that it's a thing that holds knowledge, and sometimes that knowledge can be magic, which anyone can use.
It can be power.
Yeah, some form of power, or it could just be information.
We'll figure that out later. You take it.
Someone's fanfiction.
It's erotic Zootopia fan fiction.
This particular one has a purplish sheen to it. A purple pearl.
Ooh.
Alright. Unless you're interested in random struts and a bag of screws, even though you do not even know what a screwdriver is, there's not much else in this box by the looks of it.
Also, what's that whistle?
This looks like a whistle.
It's probably a whistle.
It's a little long rod and has a section that is obviously meant for your lips to go on.
Neat.
Marvelous.
Here, Fritter, you probably play music.
I probably do. Actually, legit, that's exactly the same too. I probably do.
So, do you blow on it? Or do you just...
Yeah,
'cause you're an
blow on
idiot.
it. Yeah, I'm gonna blow right on it.
You know,
You do like
Claire,
putting phallic objects in your mouth.
God,
I do that thing from Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory where he plays a little flute called Oompa Loompas.
God freaking damn it.
Or I summon my Weird Eater from Pokemon Legends Arceus.
What?
Your mount.
Oh,
Yeah, you got a flute that summons him out.
okay. Okay, well... Swoosh, Claire. Swoosh.
I'm
Breaking my
reaching my
foot.
limit, apparently.
Everyone else spends their entire life studying how to work with one of these legendary Pokemon. You get all of them in like a week.
Man, that game's a hell of an isekai.
It really
is.
is.
Just your basic isekai plot.
I mean, the big difference is that you're not like in another world. You're in the past. You are literally, basically reverse Jesusing everything.
I mean, in the past can still be an isekai because Inuyasha was an isekai.
No, I mean in the sense that like you're just inventing the entire foundation of modern society. Like what?
Oh man, people can actually catch Pokemon with these Pokeballs that we definitely spent a lot of time inventing.
Thanks, Claire. You blow the whistle. It emits a typical sharp noise that a whistle tends to emit. The sound echoes and bounces off the walls briefly. And then you hear what appears to be distant screaming, very briefly. Or at least it has
Well, that's not a good sign.
We should probably go towards whatever that is.
We gotta help. Run. Or
Someone's
run away.
Someone's potentially being hurt. Gotta go.
You return to the chamber you're originally in, as there are only exits there. You've gone to the south exit, but north and two to the west remain.
So you sure we want to just like run at the thing that's screaming and sounds like there's pain going on?
Nope.
Yeah. Someone might be getting hurt that needs rescuing.
Yeah, that someone could be us if we go there. But sure, let's keep going then.
Well, pick a direction. Unfortunately, because of the distortedness of the echoes, you are inside of a large cave where there's lots of little passages everywhere, so sound just gets kind of thrown around.
You said
Anyone
we
got
had
any
a...
plans?
What was that, Desert?
Anyone got any idea which one it came from?
Nope.
We came from. So we should go that way.
That there.
Lead the way then,
Southwest.
because
Southwest feels lucky.
punk.
All right, magic voice. We'll go southwest.
I mean, it's
Mm.
more like a follow the left wall kind of principle, you know?
Okay, guess we're going. Let's go.
You slide
Mm.
into the passages ahead. Sometimes you need to squat, sometimes you gotta crawl. Other times you have to take a minute to clear out some spiky rocks. God dang it, I just reminded myself of that awful story Internet Historian did on man stuck in. Whew. Whew.
Whew.
I don't think people give sufficient thought about being stuck in a cave, considering that man was willing to lure someone in to have them die with them. Whew.
I typically don't want to think about that kind of thing.
Yeah, mostly because going into a cave is not a thing you should really do if you don't want to get stuck in a cave.
Don't worry. If you don't want to come to the cave comes to you. It's called a sinkhole.
Welcome to the cave. Anyway, we press on. The one of us very scared, me slightly scared, but I'm smiling all big and happy. I'm not scared at all. I'm very scared.
You become increasingly damp yourself as you cross through these tunnels and water drips from above onto you. Or your hands slide and brace against the wall. You crouch down and oof. In general, it's getting colder. So here's a fun fact for you about cave spelunking. Modern day people wear extra warm clothes because, well, if you're going into a tight cave and you're crawling a lot, boy, does it get cold fast. The earth is not that warm.
It does
Eventually,
retain heat, but there's a lot of water.
as you descend, you begin to hear a weird humming sound. And soon enough, as you cross past a passage that sort of intersects from below, you see another large square chamber. But more interesting about this large square chamber is that there is a large closet that is emitting a vibrant amount of light into the local environment.
Wild.
I don't trust that thing, like, at all.
Yeah, weird. Same. It's like, I don't trust that.
To be specific, the closet is it's about the size of a closet, you know. It has a large glowing blue stripe on one side. It's slightly slanted as the rest of the room is.
Of course.
So, can I use my magic knowledge to, like, try to get a sense of this thing?
You do have to get a little closer to start rubbing your hands on things and figuring out how magical something is.
Then I'm gonna try to do that
Just-
carefully.
Whoop! Your coyote friend makes a sound as they slide down the rock into the chamber. There's a splash as their feet hit the large puddle. You get up close to the machine and realize that it possesses several buttons. They are aligned vertically.
I have no idea what any of these things are.
The machine appears to be covered in a significant amount of grime as well.
I'm gonna look back at Bella's character. Hey, you knew what that other thing was. What's this?
It's not screaming, so
It's not screaming.
That is a qualifier for us these days, distressingly. When you're like an hour.
I just slowly like shimmy down where you slid.
Yeah, are there any
Things.
further exits in this chamber?
There are no other. Well, there is an exit, but it is entirely crumpled. It's some sort of large door, but it seems the rock from above is sort of pushed into it, so the door is all scrumbled up.
It's scrungled.
They scrungled it.
A scrungled door.
Little
All right.
struggle.
All right, Aliana, you're standing in front of the machine now, basking in its bright blue glow.
Yeah.
They're gonna give it a thorough examination.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at the thingy.
You take a good look and wipe some dirt off in some places. Next to each button is a label of sorts. Only one of the
Are they
labels.
pictographs?
Hmm?
Are they pictographs or?
They appear to be pictographs.
Yay!
Gore.
There are only 2 buttons that are left lit up.
Was on him.
Both of them just show effectively some words. One says nitro, one says nos.
Oh no.
Huh? I don't know
I
what
don't know what
either
those
does.
are.
I can't even read that, so I'm just gonna like press one of the buttons, just like
Oh yeah,
the,
none of you
the
can
middle.
read.
Yeah, I'm gonna press the middle one.
There are 2 options. There is no middle one. I mean, there's probably a middle button that's like unavailable.
Oh, you said like three buttons.
2 buttons. 2 buttons are lit up.
Okay, that. I'll hit. You said vertically, so I'll hit the bottommost one, just like boop.
You hit nos. As you stand at this machine, you become aware of the fact that the humming sound comes from its glowing compartment. You push the button. The machine screeches and makes some very strange noises. But then you hear clunk, clunk. You are suddenly aware of the fact that there's a receptacle located at the bottom of the machine. There's an
A
item
fucking
inside of it.
vending machine.
I look at the item.
The item is a small cylinder. It is colorfully decorated.
Are the colors red and blue?
Give me like a hot minute. You've dispensed. Okay. No. I don't need any of this. I need to look up something very specific because I'm very dumb. No.
Oh, me too.
Why are you doing this? I'm getting at the hammer. The topmost button is red and blue. The item you've dispensed is red and white.
What do you think it is?
Can I gauge it, or is it like something?
You are perfectly capable of grabbing the item as it is.
Yeah.
You reach inside and pick it up. You notice that there is a
Yeah.
fluid located within as it sloshes slightly within your hand.
Slosh.
Unlike the vending
Oh.
machine, this item is perfectly clean.
Shake.
Located at the top. You give it a little shake. Fluid sloshes around inside. Unfortunately, you cannot read the label. However, the person on there is a picture of someone on the label. He appears to be having a rocking good time, running around at the speed of sound.
Oh,
So this is that Sonic those kids have been talking about lately. I knew it. It's a drug.
it's running juice.
Could be.
I don't know. I don't trust it. I don't trust it that they can't read, and I can't read anything. So
I must save it for if we need to run, because
You put it away. You have a can of nos, effectively.
yeah.
Although your character probably wouldn't call it a can. Actually, no, they probably would.
Oh.
Like, considering that there's just old junk lying around. Odds are someone's found a can and given it a name.
Oh shit! You actually just gave us NOS energy drink. Okay.
yeah, I was thinking like for the cars.
It appears that you've also dispensed the last one, as the nos button is now unlit.
Do we press the other button?
You press nitro, and a can dispenses once more.
Ooh,
This one shows an individual lifting an object of great heft.
strong juice.
Hey, strong friend, person. This one's for you, maybe. We don't know what they do. I'd recommend against putting it in your mouth, but maybe.
The whole can, maybe.
Yeah,
Is it
I
one
don't
They
know
look
about
strong.
drinking cave fluids from a weird machine.
Hey, this one looks clean.
It's a genie. As you would have dispensed the last item, the large blue glow shifts over to an unpleasant red.
I think we broke it.
Oh,
I think you made it angry. You should probably leave.
Let's shoot it with an arrow.
You fire an arrow
Yeah.
at it.
Nah, not actually, because it's not attacking us yet. I could waste my arrows. Anyways, let's get going. I don't like this place. It's probably up to something.
It is this moment
Yeah.
that you become aware of something that's crawling on your leg.
My leg.
Your leg.
I'm gonna
Leg.
kick it off.
Taking a look down, you see a large. Would a lamprey be appropriate? It's a large leech-like creature, a worm. I actually don't know what lamprey really look like. Oh, yeah, lamprey works.
Oh, that's unpleasant.
It's a large snake-like creature that has coiled itself around your leg. Its head is rearing back, intending to jam a Y-shaped mouth onto your leg.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not a thing I want to have happen. So let's have a quick look at my stats. I want to see what my best course of action here
Let's
is.
just pull out my sheet and see what my options
Hmm.
are. Hold on a
Hey, I'm
moment
not-
there, lamprey. Hold
I'm
on.
not perfectly familiar with all this.
Hold on there, lamprey. Hold on.
Well,
I'm gonna use swimming.
you gotta get out the Resident Evil inventory, Resident Evil 4 inventory. One
Wait
second.
a minute. I think swimming might help.
I mean, maybe it would.
I mean, considering this
Okay. Can I just like try to catch it?
but
Because I'm fast.
just grab it firmly.
Yeah. It only has the mouth.
That would be melee combat. No, wait. Brawling. Brawling is used for your hands.
I have no stats in that.
Good job. Well,
I guess I'll go for the short sword.
the funny part about brawling is unless you have melee finesse, you would be rolling a d4 from your strength alone. But what are you going to go for then? Take out your sword, you're going to whip at it?
Can I get try to like backhand it?
Excellent. Do you have melee finesse? No, you don't. Well then. Well, you are an archer. You're not supposed to be using your swordies. Alright, that's body and melee combat. As you quickly try to swat it away.
Okay, so I got D4 and D6.
You swat at the creature, and while it's very briefly dissuaded, it's still coiled around your leg, and simply returns to its duties. Aliana, you are familiar enough to know that this is a lumbricus. Lumbricus.
Oh,
Whatever people like to call it. It is an annelid worm, commonly found underground, burrowing around. There's much larger versions of these. This is a relatively small one, the smallest variant you are familiar with that still go for large people. They're unfortunately dumb creatures, and really aren't easily dissuaded from whatever the hell they're currently doing, like any spider or insect might be. Which is to say that whacking it on the head enough to make it not just forgo one lunge just means it's going to try again.
gonna. I,
Sorry, can I say any?
yeah, I'm just gonna say we should leave this thing alone. Just move
It's
away.
on me.
It's literally coiled around her leg. His leg.
His.
Oh. Then
What does everyone else have to say as they are looking upon the vending machine changing glows, your allies extracting cans of metal?
Well, aside from the whole playing with the whatever that thing is situation, I'm wondering if a can's gonna pop out with me on the label.
Harriet's mostly getting antsy that the person who was screaming isn't here. But it looks like the priority right now is
Biting.
helping. Yeah, helping, stopping biting.
yeah.
So I'm gonna slide down, grab this thing, and rip it off.
Harriet's massive hand comes down. That'll be brawling. So that's d4, d6, and 2d8 because you're big and strong.
And it's like,
D4,
let me handle this.
2d8.
Sweet goodness. What's the name? Cove. You feel a scraping over your leg as the burrowing worm is very instantaneously removed by the firm grapple of Aliana. I need to roll some
No,
stuff,
not
actually.
me.
Oh, excuse me.
Aliana, you're
God-
so strong.
Excuse me, Harriet. My brain is so sluggish today. Oh, that's not very good. All right, cool. There's something else I need. Wait a minute. Where did I put this? I think it's weird that Ironclaw updates their old books because I always complain about them not having editors and not having quality control to it as much as perhaps is necessary, and then they just make it happen. I have the egg on my face. I will wear it with pride. What am I looking for? I'm looking for you because I want to know what the numbers are. Because I don't know. There's no page. What? Oh, because it's an 8, you dummy. Let's see. There we go. There we go. As you try to reach for it, it tries to bite you. Is unsuccessful in its attempt. You've, in your firm grasp, it makes a very awkward sound that you're pretty sure you've broken some of whatever ribs or internal structure it has.
Hey, Aliana, are these things edible?
I mean,
Surprisingly not. I mean, kind of. You can extract like a large strip out of them, kind of like how you would if you fillet a fish. They also have like weird
you might-
inkish glands. If you want to do some writing, but none of you can read, so.
Good draw. Also,
you might be able to jerky it.
yeah, that takes forever. Also, you saw when you're done pulling it off, you see that Cove had his other hand back is in the same stance he was about to he used last time to make magic.
Now, I would like to point out that ink is an extremely valuable resource in this day and age.
Ink fillers were a large commodity.
I'll just
Yeah, we could-
crush this thing's head and then put it in the bag.
Well, you already have a grab by what is the neck? It's a worm.
It's hard to tell what it's a tube.
Is it
Its
all
whole
neck,
body
or
is
does the
a
neck
neck.
like end, or
Yeah, which bit's the butt?
which bit's the butt?
Because if we know where the butt is, then the head's the other end.
You
usually.
crush its head, leaving it without any brains to think with. Although, to be fair, it wasn't all that smart to begin with. You now have a lumbricus, a common lumbricus corpse.
Ah, yes.
Lumbricus.
Place this
Lumbricus.
into the collection.
What does Google Translate have to say about lumbricus? It goes for Indonesian.
Wow.
Pretty sure it's not Indonesian. I go for Latin. What? Oh, what? In French, an earthworm is called ver de terre.
Lumbricus.
Lumbricus. I got it right. I still know my Latin
Also-
pronunciations.
Fritters, if you want the speed juice to see the top, I'll give you the speed
I don't
juice
know
when
if
you
it's
want
a
to
good
run
idea.
fast. I mean, yeah. I'll hold on to it, but
Anyway, you've taken care of the immediate threat. Isn't there something else you're worrying about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone is screaming, and my friends are worried about that.
I'm worried. Don't like it when people are screaming. That
You f-
usually means bad things are happening.
You follow the left wall. You dip down, you dip back up. Water has pooled inside the little indentation in the ground. It is weird. Nah, it's actually not that weird. You're used to being in forests and places where there just aren't roads, but it's different in a cave, where you're kind of at the mercy of whatever the cave has decided to take in terms of a shape. In a forest, you can climb around, cut down trees. Down here, you'd spend days with a pickaxe to get like a foot forward. Oh gosh.
Dang.
Eventually, when you emerge from this, you enter into another, somewhat organized room. There are two things that immediately catch our attention within this chamber. First, there are two massive, like, heaps of vines and plants. They have their mouths a little open, and within them are these pretty-looking fruits. Off to your left, there's a large tarp that hangs upon the wall. It has been so dirtied and sullied by time, you can't make out what it is, and the bottom is all roughed up.
Oh.
You know what? This doesn't seem like the best option, but I want to go lift up the tarp.
Well, the tarp's hanging from the wall. It's like a curtain.
Oh, okay.
It's not covering anything. Unless there's something behind it. Don't forget to check in when you're playing your little old Grimrock.
I mean, I'm still gonna look behind it just in case.
Go look behind it.
Soda
I'll keep an eye on
commercial.
you.
God dang it. Drink soda. It's great. You peek behind
Drink
the
soda.
curtain.
It makes you see faster.
You find nothing short of a wall.
Whoa.
Bastard. Should have known.
Usually when
love
you look
walls.
behind the curtain, there's like a little guy on a computer.
Oh
It's a computer.
I'm just trying to be a magical wizard.
You found me.
Or you're
I
the
melted.
protagonist of a terrible movie called Oz, the Great and Powerful.
No.
I'm not familiar with
No.
this, but Claire makes it sound like I will unleash hell if I ask.
So it's the prequel to The Wizard of Oz that explains where the wizard came from.
You know, that was a question.
And
I
he's
never
basically
wanted to
just a
answer.
lying asshole.
You know,
Yeah,
when everyone was
it's
watching
bad.
Oz, like the one thought they had in their mind is, where did the wizard come from?
Who is this guy?
What was his deal?
What's his problem?
Why is he James Franco?
I mean, to be fair, all the other characters do get a little like, this is my problem. This is the problem I'm having with my life. Whereas Oz is just usually just there. All right, kids. You're in a room. There's two large plants offering up delicate fruits.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm not touching the weird cave fruit. I'm gonna keep looking around for this person.
A note in his just for no reason just appears on next to the fruit and says, I'm delicious.
Well, if the note says it's delicious,
They got me.
The note wouldn't lie to us, would it?
no,
There is no
no
note.
one's ever written a lie on a note.
No, we're joking about it though.
mhm.
I can't read, but I can understand that this note is reassuring.
Yeah, the note is like,
Inexplicably is the word.
mm-hmm. The note is like a
Smiley
vor
face.
furry trying to tell me to eat them.
The smiley face is a picture of a person rubbing their tummy.
In case you're wondering,
Mhm.
there are two exits to this place other than the one you came in through. One goes east and one goes north,
Damn it,
They
why
both
are
have
always two
doors and are-
entrances?
and are wedged open. If you're going to keep following the left wall, the one to the north is the one you should take.
Let's take that. I do not trust the cave plants. I am not touching that shit.
Don't suppose there's any detailing on the doors themselves that show they've been interacted with.
They are so calcified and rusted over that you'd have to scrape it off if there was any under it to be found in the first place.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I figure if anyone had done that, touched it recently, we wouldn't have to
Mm.
scrape stuff off. But
All right, kids.
continue our path of left wall
Mm.
onwards.
As you make your way northward,
I kind of want to take one of the fruits, but we go.
I mean, you can if you want.
You can touch it, but I'm not.
All right, then I'll take a fruit. We might need to eat
fruit,
in a cave.
Fruit Loop, put on your fucking feet. Beautiful. As you get
Yeah,
closer to as you get closer to the
Right.
fruit, you come to realize that it appears to be some sort of, well, it's more like an orange, but it looks like a fruit as you know them to be. But it is made of gold. It glimmers and shimmers with a metallic sheen.
This just
Can you
makes it
make a-
worse.
Can you make a fruit salad out of gold?
I mean, if you ask a
Probably,
rich
you'd be
person, the answer is yes, the gold adds a lot of flavor.
If you ask a person who actually has ever eaten something in their lives, they say gold adds no flavor.
If you ask a chef, he says, Jesus fucking Christ, I hate my life.
Man, there's a lot of emotion going on now.
Now, I do wonder if I asked Boris that, what he would do.
You should ask him
Mm.
sometime. He'll
Next
probably
time in the Netherlands, I'll ask.
he'll probably say something like,
Because I remember showing him some of the cooking videos I had and just how laughing and infuriated he was at
Is
the
it
same time.
not the job of the proletariat to perpetuate capitalism despite its continuous failings to achieve anything outside of allowing rich people to do the stupidest fucking shit for no good reason? Oh no, people
I'm
are
gonna
on
apply for
strike.
golden orange.
People are in an incredibly important job position, want a little bit more money, but unfortunately within capitalism, you're supposed to pay them like their job isn't important because giving them any degree of merit is bad, so the president gets fucking involved on this. I wonder if capitalism is failing or if it's just kind of pretending it is. But it sure-
Working as intended.
Working as intended. You just need to kick it every couple of weeks or it falls apart at the seams. Good job. Anyway, you want to grab the fruit. You grasp it firmly.
Sure.
I am not touching that.
Your
Not on
hand-
your life.
As your hand wraps around the fruit, and you try to grab it. Oh, that's pretty cute. Oh, that's actually pretty neat. It's suddenly, you notice that the presentation of the fruit, the bed it is laying upon, has an upper side which snaps down upon your hand.
Nah.
My hand is the only appropriate response to this.
I grab my mace. Yeah.
As Harriet swings around, her lantern illuminates the eastern exit, through which they can see a forest of tendrils growing from the ceiling and floor. But then they see Aliana. Her hand. Let's see if you get stuck inside. What kind of defense are you employing? Are you going to dodge? I presume you're going to dodge because counters are not your thing and you don't really have a weapon out for a parry.
True. Yeah, I can dodge.
I can dodge. I can do that.
I'm just gonna dodge.
Which means I get D12 for pacifist.
Yes, so give me a good old dodge roll while this thing tries to snap at you. It has, however, the advantage of, you didn't see it coming.
Outside.
Didn't see it coming.
No, it just gets a bonus d12. Like everything else is the
Yeah.
same.
Bounces out.
I'll just look at my dodge and just realize I'm not really good at that.
I mean, you only have to beat their highest showing die, which is a 3.
Okay.
I just wanted
Yeah.
you to know that I did in fact utterly botch it like a clown.
Yeah.
The creature, it's unclear why it's such sluggish to respond, but you notice it twitching and pull yourself out before it gets too much further. However,
Nope.
it's not the
Just gone.
No, you felt the need to interrupt me. I assume you have something important that I need to know.
I was gonna say bad fruit.
Bad fruit.
Bad fruit.
Everyone, it's
fruit.
bad fruit. I don't know why you thought it was good fruit. I mean, a golden apple
You're-
does give you regeneration, but hey. You notice that the plant appears to have been properly awakened. It is now snipping and snapping around with murderous intent towards you.
I'm going where everyone else going. Just not even bothering. Just like
And Ko's gonna look at you. So how'd it go?
badly. Like, is it chasing us into?
Well, it's
Into the
it's a
door?
plant. It's just snapping.
We've just properly started. All right, it's taken its turn. We'll play this the way it's supposed to be done. How about your roll me some
Alright.
initiative?
I need a reminder of what initiative.
Initiative is on your battle sheet. It is usually your mind and speed.
Ah.
If you have danger sense and the like, it usually gets added. Someone sent me a message, which is important because I don't get messages otherwise.
Gasp.
People don't tell me stuff unless there's something. Okay, it's just a confirmation. Cool, very important.
So we all rolled initiative.
Everyone rolls initiative. Unless you want to just not get involved, you're allowed to say that too.
Okay.
The difficulty. In
I
this-
leave.
The,
So what's the difficulty, Seth?
Okay, how suspicious would you consider yourself to be of the situation in the first place? I know Cove was extremely suspicious, so he gets like the lowest initiative count.
I mean, I was fairly suspicious in the sense of, hey, it's a weird fruit thing in the middle of a cave.
If you were especially
Probably don't eat it.
if you were especially suspicious of this plant, then your initiative is versus 2, which means that any 3 and up gives you a success.
I got 2 success.
Holy shit! Despite the fact that Bella just got ambushed, despite the fucking fact that she's the dummy who stuck her hand in there, she gets an overwhelming success.
She's very good at being afraid.
Yeah, baby.
Wait, also, what's initiative again?
I can't
Where to
believe.
find that?
It's on your sheet under battle at the top.
Okay.
So
Mine
you
is.
can take out a weapon if you want to. By the way, no, that's Dizzy. Wrong one.
I'm dizzy.
One thing
Oh,
I
yeah,
would like
there
to
it
point
is.
out, Bella, and it's something that might be worth considering in the future. If you're not willing to use a shield, there is benefit and merit to using a something like a staff. There are certain weapons that give you parry, like I think staves do, because they're big big sticks. You can use them to defend yourself. So
Hmm.
even if you're not interested in using a shield, you can always just go for something you can go blocky with. Claire has rolled.
I think I got mace for my trappings.
Well, I think everyone got successes, which means everyone gets to take out a weapon.
Yeah.
A notable exception is Dizzy, who also has gained focus, on top of being allowed to ready some stuff.
Yahoo.
Okay, specifically, before battle, you can take a ready action, which means you take out a weapon, and either a reload action or a stride action. Alright. The trap has done its thing. The other plant in the room seems to awaken and slithers itself closer towards you. That is all it does. Your side to go. Who wants to go first on your team? Shall we go alphabetically? Unless someone wants to go first.
Got my merit. My
Cool.
mace.
Then
my
we'll go with
wax
Claire.
stick.
Claire, what do you do?
Oh gosh, I didn't
The
mean.
plants are shifting
Ah!
and shivering around. Their mouths open and extended towards you.
Okay. I'm gonna find a very whackable spot on the plant, and I'm gonna whack the plant.
You swing at the plant with your blunt implement. You know, Ironclaw is the perfect system to have a section that's just like, here's a condition that if met does more or less damage. Not like trait related either. I mean, I know the traits are like everyone wants to use traits for everything. All right, Claire, you want to go for a swing?
Oh.
That's a swing you got to make. Let's see.
Oh wait, I got the springing strike here. Declare a melee attack and resolve it. Unsuccessful sprint. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So it lets you dart out of combat. You can also just move in and then move out again. It's up to you, really, how you want to do that.
That's actually not bad. Okay, well, I'm the melee strike. So what's a successful melee strike?
You stride in, and then you go for your big swinging stick. That usually is body plus your melee combat skill.
Right. Okay. So that would be a D6, and where's?
I don't know why you're going for the mace, because you have more skill in brawling, and you get to use your species on it too, so...
Oh well, yeah. You know, I got caught in the whole getting egg on thing. You know, it's a plant. I'm a claw. Why am I whacking it with a mace?
So you're a carnivore, you're not used to it.
Fritters is having an existential crisis about how good this stick... I mean, to be fair, it's a Marat. It's supposed to be like a fun thing you use in your performances.
D46.
Okay, in that case,
True,
if you're
true.
using your claws, it's D8, D6, and D4. The plant counters by trying to eat your hand.
No. Oh, okay. Yeah, no.
The plant eats your hand with one success.
Okay, never mind.
To be specific, it does damage plus 2, so that makes 3 damage, and grapples you. You may roll soak. Your soak should be listed on your character sheet if you're wearing armor. I don't know if you are.
D6. Actually, I don't have armor. No.
You also
I
don't
dodge a
seem to
lot.
have resolve, which means that your soak is just the d6 for your body.
Okay, that was a bad. That roll did not go well.
Excellent. You are hurt and afraid, as you are dealt 2 points of damage. Luckily, hurt's not too hard to get rid of, but you are very scared as you find yourself grappled, firmly gripped within its sticky maw.
All I did was try to hit it. Jesus Christ.
Anyway, everyone watches as I mean, your turn is coming up, so that's part of the whole equation. But for now, you watch as Fritters goes in for the claws and just kind of jumps into the mouth, really.
Why'd I go first?
I don't know. Someone's got to go first, don't they?
Okay, I guess I'm gonna go combat mode.
Cove, move, go.
Okay, I'm gonna use the aim action with my bow
Are you a veteran?
on that one that Claire tried to attack stupidly.
Ooh, bonus d12. Gotcha.
And I'm gonna
Say it was
shoot
stupid.
a broadhead at it. So that, because bodkin would pierce, I want to kind of cut this. It's a plant.
All right, you take aim at the plant that Claire is currently being consumed by.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do enough damage to make it let go of her.
That is your ranged combat plus your speed, which should be a d8 and a d6. No, 2d8.
2d8, 2d8, d6, and a d12.
Let me adjust your sheet then, because you only have a d8 written down, and an extra d12 for aiming. You find yourself a nice juicy vein to hit.
So d6, 2d8, d12. Die, plant.
Oh, that's ooh, oh,
Oh,
Jesus Christ, what is wrong with you?
Archer.
Let's see. All it has to dodge is a d8, so at most... Wait, that's a d10. That's the wrong die.
Shepherd.
3. Those are all successes. So that is, because it's a crit, that makes for 6 plus 2 makes 8. Jesus. 8 damage is like a way past overkill. It tries to avoid, but instead seems to push its heart directly in the way of your arrow.
rookie mistake.
It fails to soak any of it.
Okay,
Oh,
I should not have gone first.
Fritters, you are absolutely covered in whatever qualifies as blood for this thing, as an arrow cuts its way into the heart. The
Fritters
pumping
is
organ
asleep.
blasts the greenish goop around the place.
Yeah, Fritters has officially went to bed.
Well, the creature you're currently stuck inside of is slowly but surely losing their zest and zeal. You are no longer grappled.
Oh, good.
You are still reeling, like very dazed and confused as you roll onto the ground. The other plant, however, is actually this plant can become terrified. It's the mushrooms that are like no. It is frightened, afraid, thrown off course by the fact that it just watched something instantly die.
I just terrified a plant. I'm good at this.
Mhm.
Okay, you guys are up.
I mean, you know, Ironclaw wouldn't really work as a game if they went like every enemy you fight is a plant and none of them can become afraid.
Only you.
You know that whole fucking thing that we built into the damage systems to make it seem like combat is like people don't want to fight? No, we're going to get rid of that just for the plants. Just for the actual monster book. That'd be garbage. Anyway, I think Harriet still has a turn to go, as does Aliana.
I'm a rally fritters to remove their railing.
Excellent. Roll me will and leadership. What
Yeah.
as you give them some encouraging words and give them probably a little pat pat.
So it's like, just stay focused. We're doing okay, buddy. D6.
Cove
And
just
D6.
fucking killed the thing you were in. Like, it was awesome.
I think Fritters was a little too busy getting hurled around by a snapping jaw.
I'm traumatized.
Thanks, Claire.
Yippee!
You've managed to get your bearings. You are no longer reeling, which is good because being reeling means everyone gets a bonus D8 to smack you.
I really don't. Need
Harriet.
this. No, I don't want that.
Unless you want to do something else, Aliana, because you've just rallied. You still have an action left.
Yeah, but I can't double rally, so I'm just gonna like
Guard.
I'm a guard Cove.
I mean, you could
Yeah,
also
Put a
try to.
little shield icon up here.
Could also try to.
Actually,
sword
no,
if you're lucky.
I'll run up and guard fritters.
You stand watch over Fritters. Harriet, it's your turn. There's a plant left, and it's coming with. Actually, no, it probably wouldn't try to attack you, but it can still counter. It can still do what it wants.
I mean, I was originally going to go stand in front of Fritters with a shield up and
Ah.
defend, but if
Ah.
Aliana's already doing that, I'm just going to.
Oh, they're in front of me, I thought.
No, I ran up to fritters.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah. I'll probably go up to this thing, draw its attention, like shield up.
Well, you could easily stride your way over. Well, dash, actually. Your dash is low. Ooh. You dash your way in. You have an action left. You just gonna hold up your shield?
I guess so.
You don't tempt or taunt it, giving it an opportunity for attack. It just kind of distract it. Whoosh. All right. The plant. The plant slithers and slides away, very awkwardly, very slowly. Normally, it's actually way slower, but because it has cowered, it just zooms off into one of the passages.
The plant has cowered.
Yes, the plant has cowered. Not only can it
It's an
become
ambush
afraid,
predator.
it becomes stronger from it.
Just like kind of squints, but all right.
It flexes its leg days at you.
Yeah, that ambush.
This is why you
predators,
never
they
skip
sit there
those.
and wait to bite someone, and then
It's
if
just,
they get caught out and the biting doesn't work, they'll run away.
And then his
sounds
buddy
Like,
just got like one-shotted.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't know. Just sort of sounds like, oh no, I'm really scared now, guys. And the Infinity Gauntlet like comes over its hand. I'm really scared. Snaps finger.
I mean, it is. Oh, this is interesting. Not relevant, but something interesting for future encounters with these things, I guess. Oh no,
So-
no! It's being. That's not a qualifier. That's a. The creature dodges into the hallway, where what's it called is located. The freaking hanging brownish tendrils that honestly look more like large cables and wires, with the ends covered in cancerous growths. As it goes inside, it seems to almost immediately adhere to the local surfaces of these things. Yeah, that is how a heart explodes, Dizzy. Thank you for the live demonstration. It gets caught on all of these tendrils, which begin to reel it into these large lumps you didn't see before. Combat's over, by the way. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
That's terrifying.
I'm going to go get my arrow out of that one because, again, I only have so many of those.
Luckily, because it's not made out of bark, your arrow is mostly intact.
Here's a question.
So,
Did I get a golden orange from that?
Did I get a golden orange from that?
Terry's chocolate orange. I would
Look at
like
this!
one.
Look at this cute little thing.
They're sitting by the campfire.
Unfortunately, you come to realize that it's more some sort of plant bud that is able to change its size, shape, and texture.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
So it kind of
So,
looks like a golden orange for now, but it will probably start rotting at some point.
So,
Sell it fast.
midwife, because I again am bad with everyone's names in character. What did we learn?
That some plants are scary.
Did we learn?
I hope you learned.
Fred is probably didn't
Okay.
learn.
Why would plants be scary? That's the opposite of plants.
There's not a lot of sunlight down here. They got to get their nutrients somehow.
Yeah. There are many plants that eat meat.
Let's see, can I?
I don't believe you.
Well, you just met one, and Fritter almost got eaten by it.
I tried to attack it, but I don't know, everything just went wrong so fast.
Fredish, you're still hurt. You will take additional damage from all future hits unless you get that checked out.
I'm a little
I'm
hurt.
a help. Yeah, I'm gonna heal you up.
All right. I forgot how exactly this works, but I think you just take like a little bit of about 10 minutes or so if you think you can spare it. Oh gosh, I forgot they actually included like sexy rules for everything. Like they included bookmarks. There are bookmarks in this thing now. They're not pre-collapsed, which I hate, but they're there. Oh, you've no idea how hard this book is to navigate otherwise.
Bookmarks are nice.
Just a little man. That's all I am. Let's see. Hurt.
So
5 minutes worth of first aid, or by common healing spell, as I thought. If you think you could spare it, go for it. But don't forget, someone's in need.
Yeah, let's not waste time. I'll be fine probably. I just won't charge at plants again.
Well, I guess that means we gotta choose which of these exits we're going through.
Well, the east one is covered entirely in things that apparently eat matter, considering you're still watching that plant get turned to a salad.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was gonna burn that.
I mean, maybe let's go the path of least resistance first.
yeah.
Heading up north, you crawl through the open wedged door. You find yourself in a passage. One goes north, one goes east. Luckily, you do not have to make a decision. The one going to the north is in a room that is utterly filled with these weird, strange tendrils and growths.
Yeah, I'm not touching those.
It creates a sort of
Yeah,
jungly feel with all those hanging parts.
Noticing a pattern of
Yep.
there's a lot of tendrils down here.
You also
Yeah, and if they're as bad looking as they were a minute ago, then I'm guessing the people we're looking for, if they're in there, they dead.
you also begin to hear the sound of voices. This time clear enough that you might be able to follow them.
Ears go
Now we're
up.
getting somewhere.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
follow
a
the
golden
voices
retriever. My
first
ears are always
priority.
down.
You perk
Yeah.
your ears and follow the sound. You go east, and north again, eventually reaching a small T-section. But while up ahead, the sound appears to emit from. There's more of those annoying brown growths hanging from the ceiling and sprouting from the ground. As you get close enough, you notice that some of the large lumps on the floor have these sort of scratch marks in them, creating lines and crosses and angles. When you get close and make a sound, they turn towards you, lighting up briefly. You are currently being observed by a few dozen of these orbs.
Oh.
Uh,
The orbs are pondering us.
I know it's not right. It's supposed to be the other way around.
I mean, I say a few
Is
dozen,
there
but
any way
like
I
they're
can-
all different sizes. Some are like grape size, others are football size, etc.
Is there any way I might know what they are with my survivalist abilities?
I'll let you have it if you happen to have like some sort of spelunking knowledge. Like these things are rarely seen on the surface, if ever.
Sadly, I am not a dwarf.
God damn it. You know, I'm starting to realize that maybe me bringing up the whole bar thing isn't all that great. Oh. I say that, but I know a guy who's doing. I think it's a rules lawyer. He's doing a thing, and he has like a button where he like goes, every +1 matters. At least he has
Yeah.
production value to make it cute. All right, kids.
So I'm gonna like stare back at them and see if they do anything for a minute.
After a moment of just standing around, they seem to return to their idle state.
I think we need to be as quiet as possible.
I think you're right.
And
My head hurts.
Yeah, you go in last. So I'm not sure what these things are. I'm not sure I like them very much either. But if the people we're looking for went in here, then they survived these somehow, right?
Probably.
You think?
That's what I would expect. So, Harriet,
Yeah.
okay, you're the big one here. You go
That's
in
true.
first. I like keep an arrow drawn on the nearest one, see how they react.
Okay.
If they are at all aggressive, I will shoot it.
Gonna try and tippy toes my way through.
Stealth speed,
Mhm.
please.
It's just speed.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, that's a botch.
Yeah, it's not good.
Right.
I don't know why you're
Immediately
sending
trip and
the
fall.
biggest, tallest person of you in
Because they
first.
could soak it if something bad happens.
Well, they're gonna have to, considering that when they walk in there, they practically get tangled in every single tendril on the way in. You'd think a cat would be more graceful, but it appears that their grace is spent in other places.
Not great.
Help! Within
Help.
God damn it. Within moments, poor Harriet is utterly wound in them. From one of the lumps on the ground, a different tendril emerges, one that looks a bit thicker and meatier, attaches itself to the chest, or stomach, it just goes for the torso, center of mass, and begins to reel you in with an extreme amount of strength.
Oh.
And I'm shooting it.
You fire an arrow directly at the lump on the ground. The fleshy parts definitely seem to feel it, but then you watch as your arrow just gets kind of eaten. It just goes crunch as it is drawn in.
Oh, I don't like that.
All right.
Just frenziedly clawing at this tendril.
All right. All right. Give me some of that brawling. Give me that strength. As you try to wrestle yourself out of this bad spot.
46 strength is another D8.
Yep.
That one.
So that should be 2d8,
So-
d64.
Okay. Get
Excellent.
off of me.
You coppers.
Never take me alive.
Okay. You struggle and squirm and find that while you are able to take the large thing off of your chest, it is very, very. How to describe it? It's like super glue. It just attached itself and is so stuck that you feel the strain in your muscle pulling it off. There are more lumps in the area that can do this, and when the tendril is removed, it simply it jiggles in the air. It doesn't sit with particular grace or elegance. It just moves as if every single muscle is individually spasmed to achieve this effect. What's
Oh.
everyone else doing? Fritters and Aliana, are you just having a fun time hanging out?
I'm spooked by this, but I gotta go save the people.
You are a
I mean, they're
contortionist.
kind of saving themselves.
You're also an annoying clown.
Yeah.
I was gonna say run and just book it.
Annoying clown, what do you
Wait.
do?
What if I throw rocks at things by juggling the rocks?
The fuck, Claire?
It worked before. Well, I was juggling worked before.
As a distraction.
That's it. The goopy things like looking at us. I'm going for it.
So far, they have not responded to your lantern, though.
because they need a little bit more movement. You got to put some pizzazz in it. I go in for some pizzazz.
Well, you are a clown, and you do possess the gift of foolery.
Exactly.
Of the Tom sort.
I pick up some rocks. And I go for the old. I go for the old classic, juggling and making annoying noises.
All right, that's going to be mind, will, and presence, which in your case is D8, 2d6, and a D4. Your opponent resists with. What are they resisting with?
Gumption. I don't know.
Nah, I gotta pull up the foolery one. Don't tell me that they forgot to
Patience.
write that down. There we go. Oh, wait, they roll with will, inquiry, and your body dice. Well, unfortunately, these things are not inquires. All right, Claire, give me your roll.
Wow, that just. It's gonna be one of those nights, huh?
God damn it, Claire. Why you gotta be so negative about things? You don't even know what I rolled.
Yeah, I know what you rolled.
What did I roll, Claire? What did I
One
roll?
more than everything I rolled.
Well, you know what,
No.
Claire?
I'm joking.
If you insist on entering that timeline, I'll shift reality for you.
No, don't. I don't want to be here.
Claire's squirming as I pull her to another dimension.
Ah! You're going to Brazil.
This creature you're dealing with appears to fixate basically all the eyes. They flash briefly and then they stare intently at you as you are making a loud racket. You don't know how long that tendril is, but there's a chance you might get caught soon. Luckily, you have the dodge skill, and you're not in a
It's
field of
gonna have to.
tendrils. All right,
I'm being annoying. It doesn't like it, and it's gonna have to catch me first.
Aliana, what are you up to?
I'm gonna give Harriet focus with the rally and just be like, we have to run, and I'll just book it.
All right, give me that will leadership.
Run myself 2d6. Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, boy, we gotta run.
Actually, your will roll is 3d6, so sure. With your
And then here's one more.
you're encouraging. God dang it, that's 3 successes. I don't know what you need them all for. Actually, let's have a look. See what can you get with a rally other than this? I don't think there's much. But
It's focus.
But you can
what I'm given.
you can think about how lovely it would be if you got that in a worse situation.
Mhm.
Let's see. Remove afraid, remove asleep or unconscious, remove reeling, confused, controlled. Oof, there's a lot you can do.
I'm using a true leader, which I got from.
Yeah, I know what you're up to. I know what you're doing. With the great encouraging words in your mind, you are focused, which means you can take actions out of order. Harriet, one action by using your focus for it.
Right.
You can spend it to walk out of here.
Yeah. Probably. Get out of here.
Yay!
Harriet is given the necessary mental focus to perform more actions than they would otherwise be able to. They hurl themselves out of the forest of tendrils with reckless abandon. Probably into the rest of you because they have to turn around in the process. Whoa!
Okay.
All right, I need one more thing, and that's fritters. I need a dodge roll from you.
All right, that will.
That's speed
Where's
plus
that?
dodge, which would be D10, D8, and D6.
10.
Jesus.
There's a
Go-
good roll.
Be glad that's
I'm
not
also-
an unholy roll, or you would have triggered some nasty stuff. Woo.
No, it's all sixes.
It's all sixes, baby.
I open a schism to release shark bait.
That is actually a thing, by the way, Claire.
Yeah, there are
So, but-
roles. There are roles which are qualified as unholy. It's usually things like necromancy or asking spirits or neutral beings to do naughty things for you, or trying your luck and stuff. And when you roll 3 6s, everything goes really bad for everyone. Good boys, bad boys, everyone gets to eat shit.
That's when the devils wiggle their eyebrows.
That's when Satan wiggles his eyebrows and goes, "The GM gets his wings today."
That's what happens when the toast goes butter side down.
Oh man, I don't want to think about that.
No, the toast.
Yeah. Anyway, Fritters, you managed to deftly avoid the attack on all 3 dice. You're annoying as hell and apparently impossible to hit, despite frustrations.
Man, I
Do
need
we
like a little. By the way, you don't know where, how, or when I got it, but I now have a little horn that I'm honking with my mouth.
Doing cartwheels around the room while honking your little horn.
I wouldn't recommend doing too many random cartwheels. As you retreat for a short distance away, you are now what you think is safe. What is your next plan of action? This isn't a straight passage. There was a T-section that goes east that you could follow instead. If you
Let's
want
go
to.
the other direction.
Yeah.
If only you had firebombs or grenades.
I could just make fire.
Are you good at it?
I mean, not particularly, but I could just keep doing it.
Can just keep lighting fires.
It's called Plan Arson, Claire. It works.
I would like to point something out for you, Zala, and this is something that I think I need to say because in D&D they would tell you to go fuck yourself if I said this. Aim works on all attacks, including magical ones.
Oh,
And guard applies to all counters, including magical ones. Yeah, an attack's an attack. Doesn't matter what you're doing.
I think
that
you
is
just
good to know. Thank you.
I think you just unlocked a higher skill in Silas.
Well, that's an additional D12 on all my magic attacks if I can focus, Claire.
Yeah,
Oh
the
my
problem with
God.
that is, of course, that in order to use a magic ability, you have to ready it first, and then you got to use it, and then you got to refresh it. So putting aim in there basically makes it a 2-turn cycle. And there are ways around that, of course, but
But if I can use that as like an intro move,
then you've got a big advantage going for you. All right. The problem with this trick is as I mentioned, it takes a bit of time, and spellcasting in this is not subtle. It is inherently a noisy affair, like in D&D. So, you want to go that way?
Yeah.
well, yeah, let's go see what's the other direction before I start lighting fires.
You keep following the left wall. You go around winding corridors, but since you're following the left wall, it's all pretty straightforward. Curling around, and eventually, you find yourself in front of a portcullis that has been wrenched open. Well, wrenched open is not the proper term. It's a rusted portcullis, and someone broke it off in 2 places so that they could squeeze through. It's a bit of a tight squeeze for Harriet, though. Over to your left, you even see the portcullis you were just at. Well, the hallway. You didn't see the portcullis at the end of that yet.
Oh, well, dang.
Okay, well, let's get in there.
You
This is
enter-
more likely where people actually survived going.
You enter into a large chamber. Several large stone columns hang in the area, as well as numerous stalagmites and stalactites. I remember it by the following trick. Stalagmite, lach, is a conjugation of the verb for to lie down in Dutch. And stalactites, well, they got the tits, don't they? Hanging.
I always remember because stalactites hang on tight to the ceiling. The
That's-
stalagmite
well,
might get up there.
Oh god, that's adorable. That's so cute. I say that, but it's literally stalactiten, and titen is titties. It's
Huh.
it actually
Booby.
Kitty.
it's not just me being facetious. It is legitimately something that a stupid child will think about.
Yeah.
Hey, titties.
I was a stupid child when I
Kitty.
learned it, and it works. The mnemonic has stuck. Who can blame me? Anyway, you're inside of a larger chamber. There's several pools of water. It has a serene quality to it. But what matters most is that there's an exit to the north, an exit to the south, and brimming with light is the exit to the west. There's a light source in there that is not yours, and it is not like one of that like that vending machine where it's like some ambient illumination. This is straight up someone has a torch flickering in there.
Well, I guess I know where we're going.
Is that a
Yep.
shrimp dragon or T-Rex or Devil Yo? I don't know, but he looks cute.
Devil Joe.
Devil Joe's promoted to shrimp. Fried
Devil
shrimp
Joe's
Devil
my
Yo.
boy.
The pickle.
Just a little shrimpy friend.
Fried shrimp pickle. God, I love
God, that is a terrible sounding combination.
I love this little guy. Look at him. He's just a little fella. Handsome
Devil
little
Joe's
gentleman.
my little fella. He's a little gentleman. Look at him go.
Little, I don't think fits Devil Joe, Claire.
Listen, Claire, he just wants you to know that that was his fast food. He ordered him. You did not. Let him have it. I love it. The fact that his face looks like a club. That's so great.
I just love the fact that he's the only monster that you will use that monster in particular as a effing weapon against you. He'll just pick it up and chuck it.
I'm flattered that he's
He
willing
killed
to.
Ringo with that once when I was playing with Ringo.
How can he hit you with that? It's so
Devil does.
big.
Determination. Devil does my friend, by the way.
Anyway, as I
No, he's
mentioned,
not.
there's light coming from the west
he's
as well
not.
as voices. What do you do with the situation at hand?
Arrow at the ready.
Yeah, just weapon out, approach carefully.
We could probably solve this peacefully if we tried, but I'm just gonna
mean,
stay
yeah.
low.
Or giving them
Go
the
ahead, you
go ahead,
talk.
giving them the option. Just we're preparing for the worst.
You peek in through
Yeah.
the open doorway.
Yeah, staying small.
It honestly looks like someone just took some sandpaper and like chafed out an entrance. The room ahead is something else. It's sort of receiving room because on the other end is a massive metal doorway set with an intricate design. Whatever the doorway locks must be pretty important if you're going to put a door like that in front of it. It's even on top of a raised dais. The walls to the left and right depict some sort of important scene of sorts. Processions are moving towards a divine-like being. In this room are 5, for your mind's perspective, nondescript bandits. They're basically the flukes and mooks.
Oh.
If we're playing
They're the
13th Age,
goons.
if this was 13th Age, I'd call them the goons. And I'd be like, don't worry about them. You can just hit them on the head and they'll go away.
Yeah.
But this isn't that system. They're people like you and me. They're just not people relevant to your story. Whatever their names are, you can make friends. Did you know? If you approach people, and you say that they have nice shoelaces, they will call you their friend.
They say they stole them from the president.
Wasn't it like it was a gift from the president?
No, they stole them.
God damn it! I'm not on the Ink Club anymore. I'm too stupid. Tumblr's gonna have my neck.
You're not going to be allowed back.
When he can afford it.
Other than the 5 mooks, there are 3 other individuals in this room. One is a tall, standing cat figure. They are wearing some rather exotic dress, and are standing with their arms crossed, trying to look as tough as they can. Also within this chamber is an individual who's wearing a far more fancy clothes, weapons on their side. They're giving orders and yelling at this birdman they're holding onto, whose clothes are, well, obviously anyone who goes down here this far is covered in the rocks and the sediment and the dirt. But you imagine that if his clothes were washed, they would be very nice.
Blue Jay?
I
Blue
would.
Jay?
Blue Jay.
He is a blue jay.
That's our man.
We found our guy.
The group of 8 people inside of this chamber. Well, the 5 mooks and the big stoic person, they're mostly quiet, but it looks as if the fellow in the biggest fanciest coat, the lady in the biggest fanciest coat, has a knife at the ready, and seems to be examining the large wall while the captive bird is kind of kept off to the side and yelled at from time to time. It appears that they're trying to figure out how to open the door.
So how many of them are paying attention to the bird?
What do you mean exactly?
Like, is everyone actively watching him, or are they all focused on other things?
That sounds to me like an inquiry roll. Mind inquiry. You can always ask your friends to say like, "Hey, do you think that they're like?"
Yeah, I'm definitely asking the friends because I'm not very good at inquiry.
Because it would be observation if you were like looking at it from the right angle, but you're trying to gauge people from behind here.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out like ways to get in using tactics.
Tactics.
Anyone agree with inquiry? Want to help out your friend?
I could help.
Mind inquiry.
Alright.
Which I think is D8 2d6 for you, Bella.
Way better than if I did it.
Yeah.
You're quite certain that most of them are more looking at the boss or like kind of idly like they've probably been here for a couple of minutes, so some of them are just straight up bored. The stoic looking fellow seems to be more like looking over the others and making sure they're in line. So probably nobody's really watching the bird, like actively guarding them. At the
They don't seem, too interested in Artorias right now. Why?
My goal is that we can try to get him out of there before anything else.
Yeah, we kind of want to defuse a hostage situation in the making before.
Yeah, if we're gonna
resorting to-
fight, I really don't want to have to fight around him. So,
True.
nobody's focusing on guarding them. We could just
Yeah,
run
if
in
someone
and
can get
wedge
in there and
ourselves
get
through.
him, we can slip out. So, you guys, what you guys good at, like, being sneaky?
Well, I've already proven that I'm an expert.
Yeah, so you're not doing it.
Already,
That
already figured out that Harriet's a little large.
have really,
Sneaking.
not gonna get anywhere.
Why would I sneak?
Can you sneak?
So none.
Really? Fritter? I guess Fritters is a bit obvious. I guess none of you are good at sneaking except you, Cove.
Yeah, I guess I'm the one.
Do you want the speed juice?
I think drinking the nos might help. Yeah.
Alright, I'll give you the running juice.
You've received a can of Nos. You
I'm
ma-
gonna do what my chat always tells me. I'm gonna caffeinate.
you figure out how to operate the lip at the top of the can with a little bit of effort. It's really straightforward. It is well designed so that even an idiot can use it, or someone who's not familiar with the culture of the time. After pulling the lip and causing a because it's been shaking around in someone's backpack for a bit, there is this intense smell of sugar coming from it.
I'm suddenly regretting wanting to put this in my mouth.
It also smells slightly of rot, but it's more like an earthy smell, kind of like mushrooms.
And bull semen, weird.
Ooh.
Listen, if you don't want to drink bull semen to get that testosterone boost that men need nowadays,
I'm not gonna ask how you know what that smells like.
X.
This
thanks.
is a furry environment. Someone knows what that smells like.
God damn
Yeah,
it!
my
no.
ex.
Your ex? It's fucking Skittles' nose?
Probably knowing Skittles.
God damn it!
Damn,
The
Clown gets
nose,
around.
nose,
Like
kiddo.
of anyone I know, it's probably Skittles who would know.
I mean, to be fair, he does seem like the kind of person who might show up on a farm or something someday.
Total slut.
I'm not meaning it in that perspective. I mean, we're talking
I mean,
about
he's probably done. He's probably actually worked at a farm before knowing him.
I'm talking more about the fact that he's like very physically active. So I imagine that being at a farm is not something that would be outside of like, oh, let's have some fun, go to a farm and see what that's about. And they would happen to run into
pretty
a guy
sure
being
you're
like,
not
hey, you want to see how bull insemination works? And then the farmer just goes, hey, I want to take a sniff because he thinks it's fucking funny. Because everyone always fucking reels when they smell the spunk. Like, that's a series of events, I believe. That, or they
Again,
just bought it.
It does sound like something Skittles would fall into.
Or they just buy it. You can
Mhm.
just buy that stuff. It's fucking expensive, but you can.
I learned that from watching Dragon's Den, the
Thanks.
Irish version.
Someone on Dragon's Den in the Irish version brought up the... What?
Yeah, there was a guy who was in there selling his personal services as a man who can judge the quality of a bull's semen by on site.
I'm fucking gone.
Yeah, the Irish version of Dragon's Den is all about weird shit like that compared to the British one, which is actually like products.
I don't know what to say anymore. I think I'm officially rendered speechless.
It had
Right.
a direct moment where they mentioned Jude's bull semen.
What the hell is going on? I'm just a little man. All right. Anyway, the stuff smells very potent. And the fluid, best you can judge, is not like an ordinary color either. Is it got to be a bottoms-up moment?
Yeah, I'm going with it.
I believe in you.
You
I
swig it.
offer emotional support.
You swig it back. For the rest of the scene, or about 5 minutes, you have effectively doubled all your movement speeds.
It's that scene from Futurama where Fry drank like 1,000 cups of coffee. Just like, I'm in a hyper time now. The world has slowed down.
To an extent, it has, yes.
This is how God sees us all the time.
Your friend begins to rapidly vibrate, and dimension shifts to another QPU.
I'm an actual Flash.
You're going to have to build up speed for 4 hours, but you'll come back eventually. All right, you are
Anyways, I'm gonna try
hyper-caffeinated.
to sneak my way through.
How are you gonna sneak when you're just rapidly vibrating at everything?
Easy. I vibrate at the right frequency that the light, that the photons miss my atoms,
I would
and
prefer.
I become effectively invisible.
That is a thing.
Thanks, Flash. All right, all right. I put up my hands. All right, calm down. All right, this might work, but it's not easy. You are trying something that is pretty freaking bonkers, all things considered. Going into a full, brightly lit room of people. But hey, if Garrett can do it, why can't you? I mean, they'll probably
I
see
need
you
to
the
play
second you get on.
again.
They'll probably catch you the second you get to that bird. But hey, all right, all right. Put up my hands. Roll me your stuff.
Okay.
We'll see where we go from there.
Do I add anything to it?
Not really.
How much the sport die?
You get an emotional support path from Claire.
Okay.
It's gross, I know.
That is pretty gross.
Thanks, Claire.
Here we go. Yes.
You also have your. Don't you have like stealth 2d6?
No, I have 1d8.
No, you dingus. You have another d8. It's from speed. I forgot to mention that.
Oh
that
yeah,
it's
you
speed.
forgot mentioning. I asked if I had anything.
Yeah, but my brain isn't like your traits. My brain is like additional modifiers that are. Because I'm dumb. Because my brain is like every default roll is a trait plus a skill. Go for it. Roll me the extra d8 just
Okay.
for posterity's sake. Oh, that's actually pretty
6.
nice. All right. Well, I think the highest die here is going to be someone with. I'm just going to see what turns up. Okay, and then this one. Well, we'll work with that one. You slip and slide into the room with dramatic speed. All these goons are like kind of hanging out. They're playing some card games. Or they're lounging about, not really paying attention. The chamber is partially filled with again more rocks, allowing you to hide yourself briefly. The guy with the torch turns around. He's probably the only one who's paying any attention at all, really. And before too long, you manage to jump yourself onto the bird, which is also the moment where everyone realizes that you're actually here.
Vroom, 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 vroom.
This was me on the way in, dodging all the sight lines.
Why does that look so beautifully bad?
Which Mission Impossible is that?
Why does that look so beautifully fucking why even why?
Wait, is that Mission Impossible?
I'm pretty sure it's Tom Cruise.
I love that he
Oh wait, that's Ocean's 12.
I love that he traces one of the lines with his foot for some reason.
To know when to move.
Fair enough. Oh god, I hate this. Every time it loops, I grow more angry. All right, you're with Arcturus. However, everyone else in the room have noticed that you're here, and the person in charge would like to have a word, unless you immediately interject, or any of
He's
your
gonna
allies.
know and move it fast.
Yeah, what do you guys say something?
Okay. You want to go? Is there?
Yeah, I'll step forward and go.
Mm.
Okay, so kidnapping is bad typically and frowned upon in modern society.
Really hard-hitting
So-
questions here.
You guys should probably have a decent explanation, I'm hoping. Or we're gonna have to knock some heads together.
All
Got a
right.
big smile on my face.
All right. All right. I put up my hands like I'm the arbiter, the referee at a baseball game. All right. Let's see. Let me give it some thought. All right. I first want to know, Tala, what do you do with the bird? Like, what do you grab him? Because he's probably like panicked and not sure who you are, and he's probably also interrupting the little spiel that your friend is doing by going, "Why?"
I'm like, no,
Who else?
We're gaining it. Whiplash. Put my hand on the back of his head. We're getting flashed up out of here. I can try to get him out as quick as possible.
I mean, a 35 run speed is not bad, all things considered. I don't want to think about what happens if Fritters took that stuff. Because
Yeah.
you
Actually turns into Quicksilver.
let's
Scary.
do some math. Just some real fast, real quick and dirty math. Actually, let's say Fritters, but they're also like, does Fritters have coward? Okay, let's say that Fritters is like, I'm gonna amp myself up to the max
Boost.
Just fucking go for it.
Boost.
So that is 81 divided by 5. That's about 50 kilometers an hour fritters can hit
Jesus.
on that.
That's about 30 miles an hour, Claire. That's so fast you can get pulled over in a school zone for that.
I love the idea of a fucking ferret getting pulled over for that. I do
You got
nothing.
any idea how fast you were going, buddy?
No.
Give him the ferret look.
This
Whoops.
GIF here, this is
Whoops.
Claire fighting the boss when she takes the speed buff.
I just saw that I sent a message to the wrong person.
Oh
You
no.
fool!
No.
I sent someone an apology that was meant for someone else, and he's not even involved in this.
No.
Oh no!
Can you delete it before they see it?
I think I did.
You're safe.
Oh god, that's the worst thing to do. Oh no! All right. By the way, did you take
Socially
care?
emotional
Did
damage.
you take the 5 minutes for fritters to get fritters' little boo boo taken care of? I think you did, right?
Yeah, we did.
Fritters is fritters is like a little bandage somewhere on their body.
I have a little band-aid on my head.
Yeah, Hello Kitty. baby.
Bandages solve everything.
I mean, I've been disemboweled and suffering from internal bleeding. Just a little bandage.
Yeah, anime rule number 216.
God fucking damn it. I can't take it anymore. All right. All right. The bird is freaking out in your hands. Harriet has declared a situation. Let's... New characters are always very lovely to play in a situation where you're not quite sure how to make them work. Slap, slap. Let me just read what I wrote down for the character so I can figure this out. Also don't have a voice in my head yet. Normally I take care of that by now. I do rehearsals, dress rehearsals, and I send them out and I go, ha-ha! You'll never make it in this town. I need to find a voice. I don't think I can do that one though. I'll just play it by ear. The person you were talking to introduces themselves as Haroldine, excuse me. Harriet
I was
is...
going to say, if they had a Harriet.
They introduce themselves as Haroldine, the captain of the Yellowcoats. And I would like to know what you're doing with my captive. Did someone just shoosh a soda in my ear?
Sorry, it was more shaken up than I thought.
You can open a can away from the microphone. Did you know that?
Yeah, but it was a bottle, so it like shot omnidirectionally.
Oh God.
Hmm.
I mean, to be fair, such sounds do travel rather effectively through air.
It was cool though. Now we can all see faster. Also, it was good ambience because Sala didn't drink.
I did just
imbibe.
imbibe.
Yeah, you did just imbibe.
Imbibe.
Imbibulate.
All right, Haroldine has posed her question. She would like to know who you think you are that you can outdo the Yellowcoats.
We don't.
She's
We
already...
just want to get him and leave.
Yeah, a person in our town went missing, and we went looking for him. Turns out they were kidnapped
By the way, as this
by
all
some kidnappers.
as this is going on, the more stoic person does order the little mooks to sort of form up a defensive line so you can't just run out of here anymore.
That is a bad decision.
They also cutely stumble over each other because, you know, they were busy playing cards. They're trying their best. They're all wearing
Okay, I'm gonna.
the same synthetic material-looking coats.
I still have my bow in my hand still because I only need one to get out here.
You have a bird in one hand and a bow in the other. Very threatening.
How big is the bird?
I think he's just a normal adult, really.
Oh, okay, so I'm gonna set him down since I can't just run out of here with him.
I say that, but I recall that like Ironclaw has a very weird relationship with like the species as we know them versus the species as they are for the purposes of keeping the anthropomorphic setting intact. On one hand, there are nocturnal cycles, like there legitimately is like religious and philosophical talk about okay, night and day. And then there is, you know, there's a whole the town comes back to life when all the night species wake up. But then there's also like birds that are the size of normal people, but then there's mice that are like tiny. It does what it wants. It is a very vibes-based setting.
So you tell me how big he is.
He's a normal person. Maybe a bit
Okay,
shorter
I'm
than you
gonna-
because you actually work out and stuff.
I'm gonna put him down then, because I
His-
can't.
His,
Just
his
leave.
bones are squashed by his weakness. Also, he's a bird. Birds tend to be a bit smaller than average. Hollow bones and everything. Although to be
Unless
fair,
it's cassowary, then it's more terrifying than average.
technically our bones are hollow too. They contain marrow.
Delicious.
Sucks on Claire. Claire.
Claire's marrow. The claro.
I need those.
All right, kids and kidettes. You've tried to pose your negotiation. Haroldine responds in kind, saying that she's not done with him yet. And we're not going to be done until I am. So how about you let him go before we make a bigger mess of this than it has to be?
How about you explain why you need someone so badly you would resort to kidnapping?
Eh,
'Cause
What are you gonna
normal-
defend
good
that?
people don't kidnap.
like, did you at least ask, Victorious?
Did you just ask if they should have asked if they could kidnap him? What?
No,
For
ask if
help.
he would go along.
Go. I can't hear you. Your mic keeps cutting out.
Did you ask if he wanted to go along?
Ah. They didn't ask him if he wanted to be kidnapped, though.
He could have helped. Just had to ask.
One thing that I think I really want to point out as I'm looking at the monster book, I do think one thing about the monster book that is just like that I think a lot more should do is the first thing you read in a monster section is like a cute little lore tidbit. It's a Dollaro field report. It's a traditional saying. It is a fucking children's song. Like it just gives this sense that like these things exist here and people have talked about them or written about them, and I like it. Why
Also,
aren't you
real
doing
quick
this D and
comment.
D?
I just noticed the letters for the players in this game. We have B, C, and D in order. And then it just jumps to Z.
Well, I can fix that very easily, and you know exactly how I can do that.
Let
Yeah,
me name
dope.
you apples.
I wiggle my eyebrows as I stab you in the heart.
Ah,
Mhm.
fucking dies.
Elise.
No. I thought you were gonna just murder me.
Oh. I love how you're like that's better.
Remove you from the list. Everything clean.
Anyway, they make LD makes it clear that she has her own money and business to take care of, including opening this fanciful door. There's a ransom to be made, and that's how she makes her living and you make yours, you know. The fact you're making a big deal out of all of this really shouldn't be the case.
I think making a big deal out about a kidnapping is kind of a normal thing to do.
Oh, so what? He's delayed for a day or two? What?
Well, without telling anybody, and everyone's like, "Oh, where's the noble dude?" And then they come out to my forest, and they're like, "Hey, Cove, how about you go help some noble dude who's not going to do anything but impose more taxes on you?" And I'm like, "Fine, how about you just give me no taxes for a year?" And they said yes. I'm like, "You know what? Fuck you. I'm taking him. We're leaving. I don't have to pay
Okay.
taxes this year."
Covey,
Wait,
you
what?
okay? Covey, you alright?
Cove, do we need to talk about your political inclinations?
Cove doesn't care
I
He's
don't
just
care
annoyed.
about politics. Then why were you ranting about tax evasion?
because he doesn't want to pay them, and they offered to not have him pay this year.
I kind of like elbow and whisper to one of the goons. I think they might be a criminal.
Said the definitely a criminal.
Fritters, are you a criminal?
Fritters has
Probably.
definitely done crime. Look at that face.
Fritters is not a criminal. Fritters has done crime though.
Okay, you say that. You say that, Dizzy. But I want you to look. I want you to look at this ferret and tell me that this ferret is capable of crime.
Yeah,
Fritters has broken the law.
all ferrets are capable of crime.
I love those pictures. I love how her ears look in this.
Yeah, she's a little bear.
Little bear. No, I mean like she looks so sharp, and she's got the big old inflated snoot. It's like she's chewing on something. She's got such a big nose.
Her little whisker cheek areas do look a little puffy in that picture.
She a rat. Is she hiding something from you? Anyway, Haroldine. You know what? You're trying to present the argument. What exactly are you presenting as an argument, or are you just saying you're doing is bad?
Yeah, kidnapping is bad. That's the argument.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're,
these-
we're,
You
we're
shouldn't
just
do this. We're gonna
we-
take this
we-
guy home.
Haroldine swings her sword through the air as a gesture more than as a threatening thing, and simply remarks that she doesn't care about what's good or bad right now.
You know, I told them all
You
that
should.
anyone who met this far in the forest was going to be a bad person.
If morals are going to be my hang-up, I would have stopped hours ago.
Well,
I
now's
think-
your
So it
chance
took
to
us like
stop
20
now.
minutes to get here.
It's never too late to do the right thing.
I
Also, what's
elbowed the
behind
goon
the
again.
door?
Never too late to do the right thing. That's adorable. You know what,
Also,
Harriet?
what's behind the door?
You know what, Harriet? You can roll me some mind negotiation.
I'm narrowing my eyes at Geraldine, by the way, just preparing,
I'm not
aiming.
Actually, I need to look something up because I recall that what I'm telling you to do here technically does exist as an action in the game. It's reason. It's a stunt, actually. So, let me try and make this clear. The fact this exists is one of those fucking things that makes me turn to D&D and go, "What is your excuse?"
Also, 1 and a 6, Dizzy. You extremed it.
Yay.
I mean, technically, she qualifies as a commoner.
So I can re-roll that one.
Yeah. So reason is you can mind negotiation versus mind and will and inquiry. You know, because they're kind of figured out. You can bonus to 12 if you're using fast talk. You can talk to someone in combat. You can just walk up to someone in combat, and you can claim some successes. You can make them take a focus turn, so they just kind of stand around thinking. I love that they explain it. The target is moved by our logic. They will pause to consider their next 3 steps carefully. If they cannot take a focus turn, you cannot claim this effect. You can remove enraged. You can replace berserk with enraged. You can make someone who's like freaking the fuck out. You're not fighting. You're not fighting because you want to. You're fighting because someone is just so angry they have to just do something. Or you can make someone who's terrified afraid. Like the fact you can do this to someone else that isn't your friend really shows that Ironclaw wants you to resolve encounters, not murder people. Anyway, let's take a look, see at how you did. Oh, that's a really strong roll, all things considered. Let's see how your opponent figures this one out.
Yeah, 2
I'm-
dice.
You're
Almost
definitely,
as good as you can get.
by the way, if you do decide to beat up the person that you're reasoning to, it doesn't work anymore. And you can only use it once per person because, you know, no one's going to fall for that one twice. Actually, so that's mind and will. Would she have? No, she wouldn't have increased. She's just a fluke. Ooh. Ooh. Unfortunately, dealing with someone with a bit more resolve than that. It is a tie, though. Haroldine pauses momentarily, considering the options, but then she's like, you know what? No. I'm not going to abandon this. There's treasure behind this door, worth far more than anything. So if you just let me open up this little door and take what I want, you can have him right away.
So what do you need him for?
She kind of gestures around. Well, I might need some blood or something else. What was it again, Dirge? The stoic one waves her hand around a little bit. As if she doesn't really want to answer the question, but at the same time knows the answer. Haroldine turns her attention back to you, the person who's holding the hostage bird hostage. Double hostage, technically speaking.
I elbow one of the goons again. Hey, what do you get out of this, actually?
They think about it, and the conversation in the back still taking place, but he's like, I think I get a share.
Are you sure, though? There's like a lot of you, so how many shares is that? I mean, that
It's
door
actually a
doesn't look like
complex
it
share
leads to-
structure, too.
By the way, Fritters is actually, like, whispering little words. Like, I mean, there's like, what?
Well,
Maybe
let's see. I think the boss said that if we ever find an Oreo, we all get 2 denarii on it.
Yeah, but, I mean, she's gonna give that guy back to us, so doesn't that mean he gets shared too? And, I mean, we're all here, and we're gonna let you go, so honestly, that's
Wait. Who's getting another share?
Trying to go insanity on him.
Let's try to do maths.
Are you saying that
mean-
Arcturus gets a share? The
She's trying to
hostage?
screw with his head.
But
Yeah.
But this
Artorias
was-
and we will get shares because we're all.
Because we're
Yeah,
part of this
plus,
now.
not to mention, since Artorias is with officials and nobles, he'll tell his buddies about this whole thing, and they'll want to share too, and they'll be like, "Why do you guys have all this?" And they'll be like, "We own that because we're officials and nobles and stuff." You know what I mean? But like she's speaking like faster
Roll
and
me
faster.
mind and deceit as you web of lies, and the other goons are starting to listen in.
Wait, are
All
you
right.
doing the thing that I did when I was using Dorothy in our Call of Cthulhu game, where it's just like a random spiel of nonsense?
I'm a random spiel of nonsense. Thank you, Flutters. My
Darn,
lashes.
my favorite use should have been sowing BS, not stealing items.
You can change it if you want to until you've not used the skill yet. So
Okay, yeah, I don't steal stuff. Yeah,
Lying.
sowing discourse.
Actually, I'm gonna see if the book has one for you,
Discord.
because oh man, I love the fucking bookmarks. I can't believe it took him. It took him a couple of years. I think 2015. I think it took him 6 years. But Jesus, this is officially where I'm gonna say I recommend this to everyone. Let's see. Acting on stage, disguise, matters of money, matters of heart. Yeah, I guess you could make yours something more specific, like just making random garbage up. Sowing discord, sure.
So is that
All right.
Causing problems on purpose.
You know what? You can give me the good old fashioned 2d6
Okay.
of your deceit. Okay, cool. Well, you're rolling against 2d6, so let's see how. Oh, all right. Fair enough. You have the mooks' full attention. You're not sure if they believe what you're saying, but they're all listening with a degree of intent. I don't know what you hope to achieve with this, but it does mean that Haroldine and Dirge are kind of like on their own arguing with Cove. Harriet is
And she's
talking
Mostly
still
those
going.
two, but
Also-
I'm here.
because of how this is all set up. Harriet is like talking past a group of people.
Once the attention starts fading, I'm gonna sort of elbow the bird and start edging him out.
The bird slowly gets edged out, but as you try to do that, Dirge and Haroldine are like, no, 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 no. You're not taking him anywhere until I'm done with him.
You can let us take him, and you can walk out of here. Unlike some of your friends on the surface.
I mean, only one of them's not able to walk anymore.
Don't.
Remember that you're not at the door yet, so Harriet is yelling this over a group of people to make sure you hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you all
Gotta
paying
make sure
attention to
I'm
what I'm
heard.
saying?
Harriet, I don't know how to say this, but unintentionally, you have to roll will presence for me, as you are unintentionally making all these goons uncomfortable with what you're saying.
Okay, Will is there.
The irony here is that. God damn. Oh, poor goons. Poor goons. Fritters, you lose all attention as all of them are suddenly wondering, wait, you shot who in the leg?
Okay, now things
Did
are
you
getting
break
weird.
someone's legs?
Like the other guy just got really badly burned, but only one of them got.
They just keep
Lazy.
going.
Like I will say that I would like things to solve peacefully, but I've seen what they can do. I mean, it's bad.
I just.
Actually, I have an idea.
What did you? What
Well,
idea
well,
does
well-
Baby Claire have?
We're gonna ping pong this. Okay, all their attention was on me for a bit. Now all their attention's on this. I got this. Wait, everyone, look! I start juggling.
No,
God damn it.
God damn it!
You know what? You know what, Claire? If you want to go and juggle, how about you roll me your presence? Mind presence, that's a d6, d8, and you have your favor. You know what? Add your career. You're being a fucking clown about it.
Yeah, this is clownery.
2d6,
Okay.
d8, as
Okay, so 2d6 and d8.
yes.
2D.
Okay, cool. So what happens is, as all this is going on, these people are brought onto a flurry of emotions. They are given no respite of any sorts. Why is it receipt? But it's respite. Respite. Whoa. I know exactly what I need to look for here. Let me give me a moment. So basically all of them are they're kind of sort of pseudo taking a focus turn. They're all just very distracted and confused and worried about what's going on. They are sent reeling as well. You know, they're kind of off balance and off kilter. Like, what is going on anymore? They look around frantically as if they are wondering that there's some sort of stage they're a part of.
Oh,
Great, we're
you're
doing
all
this again.
you're all on a stage now.
As this is going on, Dirge suddenly pushes forward towards you, Cove. Since you have to kind of walk past them to get to the exit, they push in to try and shove you off. Cove, that is body brawling. If you have strength, you can add it. Versus tall person who is pushing you around.
Rude.
You know, they're muscling in, sort of like the let go of him, let go of him.
He's making a mistake.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you can always go for a counterattack if you think you got a knife for it, but let's go. I
I've
mean,
got my
hold-
bow in one hand and my other hand is on my quiver, so
I don't think hitting someone on the head with a bow is a good dissuasive tactic, but let's see what this tall person has to say.
I mean, I was considering just moving with it.
You physically cannot make this roll. It's 6 and a 1.
Yeah, I can't.
You are pushed off and back away from the hostage, and Dirge
Hey.
steps in between the two of you.
Oh, this guy's a dick.
Huh.
The bird is like,
Google
no.
Google Doc says you're a cormorant.
What?
Google Documents, since you're on my sheet, says you're a cormorant.
Flutters
You're a
my
big
lashes.
Hmm.
I eat Pikachus.
Well, that's a cramorant. That's different.
Close
Pretty
enough.
close.
It's
Okay, looks like things are
I will evolve
Okay.
to eat Pikachu.
so. For those two of you trying to make this peaceful, you notice that as soon as that happens, Cove does take a step backward and is already fingering one of his broadheads. You guys might want to step in.
Naturally, the person you're dealing with is observing you, and as you are doing this, they prepare their own little intimidation tactic by drawing earth towards their hand.
Ooh,
Oh,
we're
no.
doing magic.
He's got a rock.
A rock fist, in
Uh,
fact.
uh, I'm gonna try to give co-focus so they could have an extra action.
I make it sound like they're not doing gestures, but they are like actively speaking magical incantations through this.
Can I?
Yeah, if there you go, Claire.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I don't have throwing as a thing. I should have put throwing as a thing.
Wait, I thought you
Also-
guys were trying to defuse this. Oh, you're just gonna help me. Cool.
I mean,
Why
if
would I
shit's hitting the fan, we're gonna go in this together.
Diffuse what? I'm having a like. I'm trying.
I don't think Fritters knows there's a plan.
Fritters is juggling.
Like, yeah, Fritters is juggling and also sees that someone is putting a rock in their hand, and not just any kind of rock, or throw a rock at someone. Rock, and that's not cool. I'm going to throw a rock at the rock thrower.
Who's throwing a rock at you? I'm saying
Who?
that.
Who's
He's
throwing
making a rock
rocks?
fist.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
calling up magic. She.
Never mind, that's weird. Don't get hit by that though.
God damn it.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I could do knowledge local and talk about taxation on all the things they find in here.
Gonna give co-focus by saying like, "Hey, remember that thing you said about the magic? Let's make it better."
What?
Yeah.
Weird.
I'm trying to be focused to give you an extra action. I could probably use to
Well,
aim.
given the tension of the situation, if you do want to escalate this into a fight, and apparently you do,
Well, I want to see what Harriet has to say.
Harriet, what do you wish to add to the situation? You still have a moment to squeak something in.
well, realistically, if we're starting a fight, then I want to get to the hostage as quick as possible.
Harriet just
Yeah, but you can try
charges
to
through
stop
everyone.
the fight.
Yeah, I don't know what I can say in order to stop things.
I mean,
If
first
things
off,
are
you just try to tell
escalating.
Cove not to do it.
Wait,
Talk about the.
wait. Oh, what the fuck?
What?
All of your tokens are set to hostile. That's why this wasn't working.
Also, I can't see the screen, so.
I know, but for some fucking reason, your character's tokens were all set to being evil.
I didn't even know we had tokens.
Well, you have a sheet.
No, we have external sheets.
I'm idiot. I just realized I forgot to give you permission to see your own sheet.
That would explain I couldn't see anything.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen. I haven't used this in a while. I forgot I need to do that.
Babs the Safi.
I'm so dumb. How did I ever
Oh
get
my God.
hired for anything? Why don't they just launch me to the moon?
We could put our thingies here.
Moon's really far away.
Bye, moon.
There is no treasure.
Oh my gosh, there's a map.
I
What-
get it now.
Well, to be fair, you technically couldn't see the map anyway. But
Yeah.
I'll just say that Bella. Oh, actually, Tisa would probably be standing here because she's more involved in this, and Bella would probably be the one carrying the light source right now. Especially when Dizzy takes out a weapon or prepares herself for a fight, because you want to make sure light source is with the person who can hold on to it. Light. I would activate a light source. We'll put 12 dim and 4 bright. All right. Your tokens are blending into the background, but your names are obviously visible. I don't know why Arcturus' name is always visible, but let's turn that off. I actually don't know how to turn that off. There you go. Oh, it's for you. Okay, cool. All right. Clap, clap. My focus has returned as I embarrass myself. If
Wait,
I'm
which token's me?
If I'm correct, you should be over here.
You're there.
Yeah. The brightness is. Oh, wait, I need to
Oh, okay, that's why. Okay.
The light source needs to move a little bit. Oh, whoops. Okay, if I did this correctly. Is someone missing? It's Claire.
No, it's all four of us.
No, there's
Yeah, they're all there.
No, I'm talking about the combat tracker. Arcturus isn't technically a combatant. He's just gonna sit in a corner and hide. Well, actually, he is kind of a point of contention. All right. If I did this correctly, if I push the initiative button, it should take care of everything.
I think we win.
Oh wait, no, it's rolling initiative with like the wrong numbers. Whoops.
No.
Yeah, 'cause I think this is just an empty default sheet.
Yeah. All right.
And
Well,
still we win.
well, most of you are within near range of a combatant, which is a fancy way of saying that pretty much all of you are rolling versus 2. So roll your initiative versus 2. I'm gonna do some group initiative because I'm very lazy. Yeah, the side by side works now. Local bandits. What I want to do here is roll. Actually, they'd probably just be 2d6.
Bad. Bad is the roll.
They're having their swords out. The captain.
They had time to get the swords out, but they were so entranced by my amazing abilities and talking about treasure that they're not getting.
Treasure.
Clearly,
Flavor.
We're not go-
Goodness. The situation escalates and gets a little tight. Over here, actually, makes more sense. Also, I discovered there's a new function called Reset Movement History. How nice. You're actually a nice guy, dude. Does that swap? That doesn't swap in an initiative turn. Okay, cool. All right, you guys go first because there is doubt, and in doubt, heroes first.
Yeah, wait.
I think that Cove would like to make the first move, of course, given that they're in the tightest of
So,
lines.
I have 3 actions because Bella gave me focus in advance,
Yes,
right?
you can use your focus whenever. You can even hold on to it for later.
Okay. So I have parkour.
Yes.
I want to do something stupid but over the top and awesome.
But you know what? It's a cave. Go nuts.
Okay, so how high is the ceiling?
How high is the ceiling? It's a great. It's probably like at most 3 paces, like 3 meters, 10 feet. It's not that tall.
Okay, that's perfect. So I want to use 1 action to aim, 1 action to parkour kickflip over him and shoot him in the back.
Okay, there's one thing I need to look at because I think parkouring is a stunt. Not that you can't do what you're trying to do, because funnily enough, I'm pretty sure that if you use focus, you can just interrupt your own action. But there's one thing I just want to be 100% sure about, and that's, oh God, I forget. There are bookmarks now. I can just open the PDF and use it the way that God intended, with bookmarks.
hopefully, it doesn't go
Wow.
like this.
Thanks, God.
Oh no, the penis.
That Earth fist would not go well there.
Did anyone see that Penguin Zero video that recently, where it's like carnivores and this dude makes like penis O's? He like fucking fries.
I did not
Oh,
see
the-
that critical video.
Oh, the weird carnivore. Yeah, he.
What the fuck for kids?
Well, yeah, that guy seems like he's making a whole joke of the stupid carnivore fad diet, but he also is definitely eating some of the weird stuff. But he also keeps mentioning like kids in the videos where he talks about animal penis and eating it.
Why am I relieved that he's probably a cannibal before he's a pedophile?
It's probably also a troll because a lot of those are. Most terrible food videos are people just
I'd
bullshitting.
I'd do it. I'd
It-
just cut up a banana and be like, no.
Yeah,
Like a lot of
yeah.
those ones where it's like, oh man, this person made the worst food ever.
Anyways,
They're
Al,
not
I found
eating
it. I found the answer. It is indeed a stunt. Now, what a stunt is really goofy. It is by far a part that I'm like, you would never do this, but I kind of like it. Like you would never do this if you were
Yeah.
doing something like Pathfinder Second Edition, because what it is, it's an action. But whenever you take a stunt, your turn ends when the stunt's over, and you are sent reeling, and you don't get whatever actions you have left if you have any. The weird part is you can take an action and then take a stunt, but you can't take a stunt and then an action. It's weird, and I kind of like it.
And he said I could interrupt on it.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I think
So, would that give me any actual advantage?
And technically, an interrupt is only one action because you're breaking into their turn, but your turn.
yeah, that's the goofy part.
But would doing this give me an advantage since I'm going for the back?
Wait, how? What direction are you parkouring again?
Okay, I'm gonna tack off the back wall and try to go over him to shoot in the back once I land or while I'm landing.
That's a hell of a thing to say to me. I'd say you get your tactics dice
Sick. Yeah, I'm doing this.
Sick.
because you're effectively providing flanking for yourself in a goofy roundabout way.
Okay, so time to go through all the dice I'm rolling.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
So we got my ranged combat, which is D8 and a D6.
Mm-hmm. Don't forget your speed.
So we got D8, D6,
D8 again,
speed, which is another D8,
aim, which is a D12.
and then D12.
Then 2d6 from tactics.
Wait, that's a D10. Whoops.
Don't forget you can
D12.
right click when you're setting up your tray.
Yep, I fixed it. And like I said, 2d6 for tactics.
Yes.
So that's 3d6, 2d8, and 1d12.
Jesus. That reminds me, is parkour for free or do you need to roll something for that too?
I don't know.
Let's see. You may run out the wall first to clear a straight line to the spot that you want to move, and the wall you will scale. Then roll your sprint die. Move that many paces. Cool.
Should I do that first?
Yeah, roll your sprint die. I mean, you've got a good one. You need to roll like
Because if I screw that up, I probably have to.
you need to roll like 3-ish. I mean, all you do would lose is 2d6. So, although you're one of your
Wait, where is sprint on my list?
speed. Your sprint die is usually just your speed.
Oh, okay.
It's separate
I got
because there
D8.
are some instances in which you can get benefits specifically to your sprint.
Let's see. So D8.
There's an impressive.
3.
Okay, that's really all you need because you're going up and over. Woo! Kickflip. All right, let's roll some defenses. Of
I
course,
did not roll as well as I'd hoped.
of course, they're going to take the obvious move. They're going to punch you with their Earth Fist. Ooh, you actually got a hit in, but only one, which means you do 3 damage. All right, let's roll some soak. What is the soak on this person? Quite big. They're wearing armor and everything else. They soak everything. They're still sent reeling. They're brought off balance by the fact you
Dang.
hit them with an arrow. But they are mostly unharmed by it. You get a growl back, and they'll take their turn when it comes. I think the next person who might want to take a move is Claire. Claire, you're in between Harriet, who is about to rush the hostage, and a bunch of mooks. What do you do?
All right. I'm gonna do some foolery. I'm gonna trip Mooks up with my speed.
What are you doing?
I was thinking of like I don't know, doing something where like I do some foolery to cause Mooks to fall over.
That's adorable. I mean, if you just want to trip them up, that's something separate. If you want to, like, are you talking mental tripping or physical tripping?
Physical tripping.
Ah, I was thinking you were trying to like make them. Gotcha. I kind of like point my finger. And, oh, I get you.
Did you want me to like psychologically trap them in a...
In
Well,
the clown web of lies.
Unfortunately, if you're trying to trip him up, that would in fact be a brawling move. Sooner than anything
darn.
else. If I want to give you more, that'd probably be some sort of cool gift. But
Wait, I got an idea. A really quick one in my brain.
humor me.
Be careful.
Okay, foolery with my sewing BS thing. I imitate the person who wants to open the door, and I say that I want the treasure all for myself. I throw my voice. That's foolery.
You know what? Go ahead. Let's see. That is your mind,
Cause
will,
a fucking minion riot.
mind, will, and I guess deception, deceit, and presence, all together now.
Okay, man, that's a lot. All
That
right,
is a lot of
that's-
dice. Yes.
All right, so mine is a D4. Okay, mine is D6. Will's D4.
Don't bother with your d4s.
Okay.
So that makes 4, 2d6, and 2d8. Oh no, 3d6 and 2d8.
Oh shoot. Okay. Okay, so 3d6 and 2d8. Okay, 1 second.
Yes.
Every success is 1 mook. That believes you. The echo is weird. Please. Ignore the tiny ferret.
Oh,
Oh my God, Claire!
Holy cannoli.
I think you got them all.
No, just 3. Every
Still.
Actually, it's only 2. But still, you got 2 of them to effectively flip their shit and go a little bonkers.
Ew, every treasure hunter for themselves, everyone.
Which one of these? I'll just click their sheets and add the status effect manually. Angry. I love it. I love it. They're enraged. There we go. Enraged is that one. Gotcha. Thank you. There we go. 2 of the mooks are put into a fury as they suddenly hear their boss declare that they are going to go for it. They're not that smart, apparently.
We've been figuring that part out.
Claire, what do you do after you've successfully fooled these people, or did before? I don't know.
Oh,
Move out of the way.
yeah, move out of the way. I just kind of over here.
You dash your way out of trouble.
so
Or start
I'm
it,
in
really.
the spot you're trying to take.
There, move yourself where you'd like. Harriet, I think it's most logical that you go next.
Oh,
So since
okay.
we have tokens, I'm just gonna plop this down.
My plan exactly is just to shield up and charge my way through.
Captain America, your way in.
This mighty shield. Wait, why is your
Hey.
dash 2? That should be higher. Your dash is 4. Yeah, your dash is 4.
They are in her way, so that means.
Oh, she's
that
using the
those
priest.
foes
Okay,
must
that's why.
yield.
Let's take a. Yeah, you're using the old one, so there's some stuff missing here. Your dash should be 4, Dizzy, and your
Okay.
run should be 20, I think. There we go. All right. Well, you can dash in. You can make it all the way and get to the hostage or the person in front of the hostage. It's whichever one you like.
I want to protect the hostage first and foremost. So, putting myself between them and the.
Well, you probably have to move
Screwing
the
me.
guy then to do that because they're right next to each other.
You stand in between the 2 of them. Your shield is up, which I presume means you are trying to guard.
Yeah.
Hey, cut it out. Be. Beba, what do you do? What do you Beba do?
Oh, I get her.
Yes.
Then let me just say that I will give Harriet focus. Give them an extra turn, an extra action that they can use. Either now or to
Go ahead,
interrupt.
roll leadership. Plus will.
Yeah. 2d.
Magic spell of Bella.
Magic
Find your opening.
Bella.
Dizzy has gained focus.
Find your opening. You got this.
Cool. After all this has taken place, Two of the angry minions push themselves past. They kind of squeeze on along. Bella, you have an action, by the way, if you want to think about that, but I imagine you're good where you are.
Yeah, I'm just peeking through the corner. And
Taking
helping
cover.
out how I can.
The two angry ones start to bother Haroldine. One of these mooks who's kind of had enough of this snickering clown.
Oh wait.
Oh my god, no.
The other two go after good old Elise. Tiny, adorable little ferret person. Someone is trying
I'm
to
so
commit,
small.
someone's trying to commit murder. What is your defense? Do you counter? Do you dodge? Or do you parry?
I mean, I dodge. I'm leaping out of the way.
Give me
here.
that dodge roll then. That's your speed plus your dodge dice.
Okay, let me get on battle. Speed is D10, so dodge is D8 and D6. Okay.
Yeah.
I need that. Okay.
Ooh. Ooh. I think. Let me just double check something about your sheet. You have contortionist. Cool. Well, you rolled a tie, so you'd have to retreat. But since you are a contortionist, you can dodge in your space without having to move backwards a stride. If you want to, you can stride backwards. As part
Yeah,
of
start
your-
backwards.
You can stride up to 2 spaces.
I back up and like going.
Yeah, it's very. Thank you. We really needed to know that. Totally not annoyed. Totally not. All right. The mooks you're dealing with are good at fighting together as a unit.
Which is good because two of them are like not fighting as a unit. Hell yeah.
So when
3
their,
of them aren't.
when their maces come flying towards you, Zyla, you've got something to deal with.
Okay. So can I counter one and then dodge the other?
What, do you have a weapon that can counter?
Can I like shoot one of them when he tries to
No.
attack me?
If you want to
Okay.
threaten with a
Then
bow, you got to
dodge.
take some gifts for that, I presume.
Then I'm gonna dodge.
Dodge. All right, roll me your dodge.
Let me get my sheet up.
Or they get like an
Back
extra
roll.
one.
D8, D6. Okay.
You got to roll 7 or higher on that first hit.
Okay, so that's the one that matters the most. I did not.
Well, you can always retreat.
No.
You can take a stride backwards in any away from your target.
Then I will.
He does not press. When someone retreats, you can press. You can stride along with them, which is also why fast movers so good because you can move 2 and your opponent might only move 1. So you're kind of like outpacing them in that regard. The other one, however, pinches in because they weren't moving simultaneously in the technical term. He took his first swing, then the other one comes on in. He does not. Oh, he does. He's still next to an ally that's willing to help him. So, all right, roll me another dodge. This time 4s and ups. Marvelous.
5.
Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Even though they attack in tandem, both swings managed to miss. While the rock person was originally going to fight Zyla, they were shot in the back. Their attention goes from Cove over to Harriet. Dizzy, Harriet has to contend with a large fist coming down made of rock and stone. How do you respond?
Rock and stone.
Do you parry? Do you
Rock and stone, brother.
You do not get your shield bonus on a parry on a counter, but you do get it on a dodge or parry.
What? I'm not sure which one would be the better option. Probably dodging, I guess.
You
Also,
maintain-
remember, you do have your focus anytime.
Yeah.
As a quick, yeah, dodging seems to be the right answer. So that case, that's D8, D6, D6, D4. Because career and your species apply to dodge.
D8, D6, D6, D4.
Wait, the rope dart was in this one? Wow.
Wow.
Stomach sounds. Oh, that's a. Ooh. Well, that 6 might just bail you out of this.
He's hoping.
They're going to take an aim action to add to it a little bit. That's a tie. Unfortunately, I don't think you can really retreat where you are right now.
Yeah, you'll not avoid threatening spaces.
Yeah.
No.
Harriet, unfortunately, is backed to a corner when the swing comes in, baby. Let's take a look. There's some things I need to check real fast. All right. All right, it's going to be a hit then. That's 3 damage. Can you roll me your soak? Soak is usually your body and armor you're wearing, and if you have resolve, you add your will. But I think, yeah, in that case, that would be D8, D6, D8, D8. And I see you're wearing a D6 for armor. So go ahead and roll. Every 4 and up reduces the damage by 1. 1 damage. You are hurt.
2.
You take a minor injury, and you are sent reeling, but because you are focused, that immediately just goes away. Unless you would prefer to spend your relentlessness on this.
Probably a good idea to keep the focus.
You keep your mind sharp and clear. Haroldine is too busy dealing with 2 people trying to yell at them to do much. But let's see, can they manage to convince their goons that they are on their side and they need to focus on the job at hand? No, apparently they can't even do that.
Good.
2d8, and couldn't they pull it off? Goodness me. It's you guys' turns again. Is any one of you want to go in particular, or shall I just point at people at random?
I mean,
You want
my,
this, don't you?
my plan is grab the hostage and book it.
My plan is to hamstring the guy by shooting him in the back while he's busy with Harriet.
Okay. Dizzy,
You're so mean.
the following thing happens. Dizzy, grab him. That's your first action. You firmly grasp the hostage.
Yeah.
And then you run.
Getting out of there.
But while that happens, he's technically flanked, so I can use that distraction to use my tactics dice.
Yeah, sure. Take care of it.
Plus my aim action. So I get like a bajillion dice again. It's going to work this time, I swear. I thought there was something on my screen for a minute there because I saw the friggin' line in the dialogue box.
Oh my fucking god, Bella. The token.
Let's see. So range combat, D8, D6. Plus
Holy shit, he punched Goku in the nuts.
2d6. My Gotans. Plus my d12. Do I add any of my attributes to this?
Speed, ranged combat, and then the d12 from range should be the obvious ones.
And my personality thing is like focused on like stoic hunting stuff. Do
If
I get
you-
that for anything?
If you want to use your personality, then go ahead. I'm not going to be the guy to tell you that your personality does not apply. It's more a thematic thing to make you think. When should it?
This is just another day on the farm. I mean, the forest, in the wilderness.
That's numbers.
That's a lot
That's
of
a
numbers.
10, a 6, a 5, 2 3s, 2 6s, and an 8.
They go for a counter, and they roll an 8 as their highest number, so you still hit for 3. So go ahead and give me the... No, wait, I need to roll now. I roll this part.
Hmm.
Wait, did I do that right? Ooh, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna sting. They had like more, right? Yeah, they had.
Also, how would he counter? He wasn't looking at me. I got him in the back.
Yeah, it's not that complex. We don't have facings here. I mean, there's some stuff about that, but not in the way that matters. Let's see. Well, they botched the
Weird.
whole roll. No successes on this one.
Good.
So they take 3 damage and then 4. Oof. I guess you did shoot him in the back, huh? Because you brought him straight to dying. Pure shock sets in. As you strike them in the arm, the arrow twists and breaks as their arm shifts and turns towards you. In the process, the splinters going into the flesh send them into a sudden burst of pain.
Can I really Cove to say, like, hey, we gotta get out of there.
If you get your leadership, I can run.
Yeah.
Bella, would you like to use your leadership and give him an action? Which, yes, you can spend on a stunt like a jackass.
I'm going to.
It's the cheekiest bastard shit ever. Is that you can have focus, use it,
Oh,
take your other 2 actions, and then have someone else
bad
give you it.
roll.
Bella, no!
The boo-boo roll.
Bella, please tell me that you have favor. Please.
I have it in medicine.
No, you get favor on everything you have 1 rank in. You get a favored use for every skill that you have a rank in.
Oh, I
Yeah,
have not put any.
they come for
You
free
can
with your
declare
first
them
skill.
at any time.
You get them for free with your
Then
first rank because D4 isn't all that great. Actually, considering that a D4 decreases your chance of botching, and favored use does as well, the first rank is really just that you don't fuck up as much.
Wait, so we have that in all of our skills.
Yeah, every skill you have one rank
Yeah.
and you get one.
Oh,
But for
I wish I
specific
remember that
uses.
for a while.
Your favorite
Yeah,
use
I'm
can
gonna
in
make-
fact be just your friends.
Alright. I will make friends for my leadership.
Well, then re-roll that d6 you rolled, bucko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zala gets
4.
it, and well, in case you forgot, they have. Okay, let me just double check your math here. Yeah, it's your body that's really killing your movement speed here. Okay. Do you have fast mover? That shouldn't be 5 then. Oh, whatever. Zala, you run 34 paces, so you're out of that room.
Parkour.
Claire,
Yeah,
last
And I
turn,
also
Yeah.
start moving.
and then we get to a chase sequence, which we'll take care of next time.
Yeah, I zoom away too, honking my little horn.
Oh, you're also running? Okay, cool. Gotcha. All right. Well, next time we'll get to use some rules that I didn't think we'd get to use. Not in this one, at least.
And here's Cove on his way out.
Spot rules. Chasing. Someone might flee the scene. Someone might go after them, starting a chase. What a great opening to the section on chases. It's open. It's open. It's honest. It's great. Next time we'll take care of this.
Yeah,
But for
Because
now,
it's late.
but it is late, and also you probably want your experience points for doing your best.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll be generous, and I'll say, yeah, we've actually played like 3 hours, so you get 2 points for the amount of chapters that we've completed.
Yahoo!
Get to my sheet.
Mhm.
So get to your sheet and increase whatever experience total you have by 2. In fact, increase it by 3 because you get 1 more point because we're debriefing.
7.
Wow.
See ya.
Now,
Oh wait, you never give us our new goals.
I did spit some new goals in the notes section, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me look.
Listen, it's not my job to help you become better people. That's your own. I'm just here to
Wait,
yell
so
at you.
How much XP did you say we get?
You get 2 from playing 90 minutes, a chapter basically, and you get 1 because of the debriefing.
Oh wait, we rescued Arcturus.
Have you, though? You're still in the process of
I mean-
rescuing him.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
true.
not
Yeah.
rescued yet. This could still go to shit.
We did fight the grape thing. We just didn't win.
You didn't actually
Yeah, but I
fight the
think-
grape thing. That is a separate grape thing.
Oh, okay.
There's an
That's-
ambulatory form of it.
That was just a thing that was a grape.
Okay, well, actually the briefing specifically is supposed to be. I'm supposed to ask you how the play session went. I love to call the play session. That's such a
Is it-
minor thing, but man,
We play. in the
yeah.
Session.
Now I don't know what
Yeah.
it is. It just makes it sound a bit softer, you know, instead of like how the session went. So like how the play session went, yeah.
And I had fun.
What did you
Yeah,
like?
Yeah,
What didn't you like?
we
Were you
had,
confused about any rules?
it's a new system, so I'm confused about everything. But like,
I mean, yeah.
I like that we got energy drinks, and I got to annoy a plant, and then the plant annoyed critters.
And then I ended the annoying.
I like that I got to cause
Mischief.
mischief and
Yeah, that-
sow the seeds of discord and probably ruin friendships.
Yeah, that was great.
Marvelous.
Ah, yes, good old.
Well, let's dizzy.
I'm
I-
dizzy.
Yeah, that's
I'm
really all I
busy.
needed to hear.
Also, it is like 5:13. I need to go.
Shh.
Mm.
Claire, we're almost done.
Gotta
Yes.
finish.
Are there any goals on your goals list that you have accomplished? I don't think so.
I mean,
And I saved
technically,
someone from danger.
I don't know what the fucking the stuff we found is.
Oh wow. In that case, Harriet, you do in fact complete that goal, and you get whatever gift is associated with it.
I
And
didn't
if it's
know
the
I had
gift
to
you
dis-
if it's the gift you set for yourself, you get to pick one.
Oh, okay. I'll figure that out in downtime.
But worst, the last
wait.
part, so that we can get done with this, we'll start with Claire. Claire, have you lived up to your motto of peace to all good people? I don't think so.
You know,
Hey, these are not good people.
I think everyone's pretty peaceful right now.
As you're running away.
No.
And hey, it's to all good people, Safi.
Fine. You know what? If everyone else has done their motto, then she gets it.
Yay.
Okay, let's see what the others got.
Okay. Well, you're currently starting a chase sequence, so I think that Aliana's running is healthy has been met.
Yeah, 'cause
Cardio.
Absolutely.
yeah, we're getting out of there.
Harriet, have you lived up to bonds between country folk are tougher than steel? I'd say so. You've been a very,
Yeah, I'd say
very good
we
person.
stuck together.
Yes. And Zyla, have you fought for need but not for sport?
I avoided fighting things if I could.
Very well.
I
then
would
I
not
guess-
have gone for the plants if it wasn't for that one.
Then all of you get another point.
Yeah.
I would like to point out that if you have 4 experience points, you can turn them into a skill mark.
I might have to do that then.
So you could buy 2, I think. Or you could wait a
'cause I'm
little
at
bit
8.
and get a gift.
Yeah, but isn't that the last session next?
I don't know. We'll see how you feel when we're there. But for now, do what you like.
I will consider, but hold on.
Claire, you can go to bed. I will throw you in bed if you feel not inclined, or I will call Sharkbait and tell her to bite you in the ankle.
Good night, everyone.
Bye bye,
Good
baby
night.
Claire.
Bye-bye, Claire.
But it
Good
was
night.
fun, Sappher.
I'm
But it is
de-rusting.
forfeiting.
I am derusting.
Boy.
Or WD-40ing the Saffy.
Yeah.
Oh, I just remembered something about the chase sequence of next. Oh, cool. We'll get to that.
Uh-oh.
Remember that ambulatory guy I talked about? You've been making a lot of
Uh-oh.
noise.
That is true.
If anything, isn't that just the spice of life? Getting eaten by a pile of grapes. Remember to leave a positive review when you leave your motor coil.
Look, honestly, the service in the living world is kind of shitty.
I-
Let's not play ourselves up.
Personally, I love the idea of like Saint Peter being like, "How would you grade your life?" and he gets so many negative reports. It's like, it's just like the reason rich people exist is because they're the only ones who leave positive reviews nowadays.
And you, how would you rate your life? I died at age 7.
Dude.
I'll put that down as an neutral.
I also love the idea of like someone goes, I never got born, so yeah.
We're getting a lot of those these days. Something about abortion being legalized.
We told them not to do it, but we're overwhelmed with fucking reviews. That's the only reason. He doesn't actually care about the people coming in. He's just annoyed about the reviews. I want to read something, Rudy.
Look, Heavenly Yelp is kind of tough.
Heavenly Yelp.
Mhm.
Oh, you don't even want to know what Hell's Yelp looks like. It's consistent, I'll tell you that much.
Weirdly
Oh my
positive.
gosh. That small kitty.
Look, all the best people are down there. I mean, scientists, gay people. The fashion sense is great now.
Oh my god, the WD-40 for the WD.
It's a classic gif.
I have to smooch the cat.
Ooh. The smoocher pink.
Got him.
Oh god, us with Safi rubbing down the WD-40.
Yeah, we're covering you with the WD-40.
Derusted.